throughout the duration of the game. These lines have been established for your safety as well as for the safety of the teams, so today's competition can carry on uninterrupted. There should be ample space. And not asked to return to the
duty, honor, country. Those are the words we live by at Georgia Military College as we aim to instill patriotism in our students as they develop into effective leaders and engaged citizens. Whether you're looking for a traditional college experience with intercollegiate athletics and Corps of Cadets, satellite campuses close to home, or a global online leadership college where you pursue your degree when it's convenient for you, the pathways to opportunities are endless at Georgia Military College. We are committed to helping you succeed as a student in the classroom, as an athlete on the field of competition, as a cadet leading your peers, or as a student online. At Georgia Military College, you can start here, go anywhere.
Good afternoon from historic Davenport Field on the campus of Georgia Military College. It's time for Bulldog football on JockJive. Today, the third-ranked 6-1 Bulldogs host a first-year team in Andrew College. The Fighting Tigers from Cuthbert, Georgia are 4-1. The Dogs had a good off week after the win against Lewisburg College. They got some players healed up. Now they play a team that was victorious in its first 4 games this season before losing to Central Georgia Technical College last week, 15-8. Time now for us to hear from head coach Rob Manchester. He spoke earlier with Robert Williamson.
Time for a weekly conversation with Rob Manchester, head coach of Georgia Military College, just prior to the matchup with Andrew College. Of course, we're recording this a little in advance, playing it prior to the game. Coach, how you doing?
Oh, we're doing great. Had a good open week and just ready to get back out on the field and play some football.
And that open week allowed you an opportunity to get some guys healed. So what's the health status of the Bulldogs coming into today?
I think we're right at almost 100%. We still have an offensive lineman that's still nursing an injury that happened up there at Monroe, Jalen Walton. I think if he needed to play, he could. It could be a deal where, it does require some surgery, but he very well may be able to still play the rest of the season. So just still assessing that, but we got Chip Cooper's back. Jalen Brown he's fine, even though, he got a little banged up in the Lewisburg game. Everybody else is healthy. So, we were able to have finals, had a couple days of lifting, had a good scout team bowl on Tuesday, and the guys were able to get home for a long, much awaited, weekend off where they can get some rest and be with their families. Our guys have basically been here since June the 3rd and really haven't had a whole lot of time off. So it was good. It was good. We're ready to rock and roll. We got 4 games left, and Andrew's up first.
And you're number 3 in the country now. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Now, more pointed, I guess, where Cooper is concerned, he's 100%. Jalen Brown, the shoulder injury, which had you concerned right after the game, but apparently not nearly as severe as it could have been.
Yeah, I think it ended up being a labrum issue. It wasn't a broken collarbone, which was good. They're still looking into it, but he's healthy. He's out there practicing, throwing the ball around pretty well. So, just keeping an eye on it, still looking at Chip's hamstring. But basically him sitting for 2 weeks, that plan came into fruition, and, we were able to get by Lewisburg and play pretty well. And now he'll play this game, and I'm sure Jalen will as well. And, look forward to seeing them get out there and play again.
And where Lewisburg is concerned, they did score some points near the end of the ball game, but you were playing without your starting quarterback, your starting running back, one of your starting offensive linemen. So there were a lot of missing parts against Lewisburg, yet you still won big.
Yeah, and I think I mean, in the second half we probably wasn't as we scored the 14 points, but we could have probably done some more. Give the Lewisburg credit; they didn't quit; they kept fighting. Um, we had that turnover there, the interception, but we've been playing without our starting safety, Jabari Baker from Valdosta. He's back now, 100%. We also didn't have our backup nickel type position, Michael Roberts. So those guys are back. I mean, it was, we're a little banged up. We needed that break, and we're back healthy now.
Andrew College coming to town. That is a new program to NJCAA Division I football. Is there the potential to eventually be kind of those bitter rival types, since Andrew College from Cuthbert not that far away from Milledgeville?
No, I think it's a couple hours, a little bit more away from here. I think having them and Central Georgia Technical College here in state now, I think it's great for our state. It's great for junior college football. I mean, I think at some point, you can create some rivalry. Right now, I mean, they're just another opponent on the schedule. I know Coach Garrett's down there really trying to do a good job. With his recruiting efforts and everything, and they got some good looking players. We got to be ready to go play. So it's maybe at some point it will, but that's just the next team on the schedule.
What are you hearing about the GCAA conference? I mean, I know there are 3 teams now that are out of the conference playing football, but it doesn't really seem to be a conference yet, football wise. Are you hearing that it will become, or is it just kind of quiet?
I mean, we're a conference, but I still think it's, I guess kind of independent. It's to me personally, and no slight to those 2 programs. And I know exactly why, they schedule the opponents that they scheduled this year. They're getting their feet off the ground. But if you want to have any legitimacy in the NJCAA, you're going to have to play other junior colleges. And they're essentially going to be independents like us. And they're going to have to get the Monroes, the Lackawannas, maybe even Snow, and any other school that's willing to play. They're going to have to get them on their schedule. If year in and year out, we're the only other Division I junior college team that they play, I mean, as far as being able to play for a playoff or get rankings and things like that, they're going to have to play those type of teams. I think the motive behind it is still great. Young men have a chance to go on and have an opportunity to play and then get to 4-year schools. So that gives 2 other options here in state besides us when it comes to football. But from just an NJCAA standpoint, they're going to have to do better with their scheduling. That's not my issue or problem. I know we're going to keep doing what we're doing, but they're going to have to do the same at some point.
Why is it though that you're all listed as independents instead of a conference? I mean, if you're thinking, well, okay, there's only 3 teams, that's the reason. Well, you've got a 2-team conference with Lackawanna and I think Monroe. So why aren't you a conference from an NJCAA recognition standpoint?
That probably is a good question. I mean, we didn't, and I guess that'd be some good questions for David Elder, defer to him. But I know we didn't really say we were going to have a conference champion this year, I guess. Maybe it'll be, kind of, I'm not real sure I'm looking for the right word, but, I mean, if we win, we'll be the GCAA conference champions. But we also decided not to do, because they are getting started, we're not having a conference player of the year or anything like that. So I don't know if there's some kind of NJCAA standard that you have to do to say, hey, we have a conference. We are considering it's a conference because when they said they were going to be Division I, they had to become a part of the GCAA, just like all their other sports. So, that's probably a better question for David Elder. But I mean, it's no different really than Iowa. They have their 3-team conference. So really it's very, very similar to them. I mean, we're considering it. a conference game. I mean, we're still, they're in the GCAA, so it's a conference. Now, I don't know what we have to do from an NJCAA standpoint. If next year, hey, we're part of a kind of independent conference, to be honest with you. It's very much like the Iowa Conference with Ellsworth, Iowa Central, and Iowa Western. So we'll see. I mean, I know we are only going to play each other once a year. I want to have the ability on my schedule to, get a lot of other outside opponents. And, that's what we've been doing all these years, and we'll continue to do that.
I got to ask, any possibility you're looking beyond Andrew College to the number, 4 ranked team in the country next week? No?
Not at all. I'm sure it's in the back of our minds a little bit that, hey, this is what's at stake. I think we pretty much control our own destiny. I'm thankful for the voting committee to have us up there as the number 3 team. We do the best that we can to try to schedule the best teams that, that want to play, home and home, that type of situation. So we're trying to do everything we can with the schedule. I think that speaks well for our program, that they think enough of us or respect enough of us to have us voted that high. But at the end of the day, hey, we're, you can kind of taste it, so to speak. Hey, now you have 4 teams that can, play each other for a national championship. Really, it's we came close, in 2022, to maybe being able to be at a 4th ranked team. But really, this is the first legitimate time being voted this high. It's been a while, I think, maybe even since we made a run for it in 2013. We're not looking past Andrew. That's the next opponent. This is more about us than them. We want to go out and get better. We had 2 days of practice. We want to have another good day today. We want to keep getting better at our craft, eliminate the mistakes that we've made in previous games, and want to put our best foot forward this week. And this is the most important game. We understand what's at stake. I think it's kind of like the white elephant in the room, like I was talking about. But we got to go out and play well against Andrew. Everybody knows we're traveling to Snow next week, but hadn't really heard a lot of chatter amongst the guys. Now it may be more when they leave the facility. But I think we know what's staring us in the face. But we got to worry about Andrew right now. And it's just, we're excited about getting ready to get back out and playing again after having a week off and go out there and hopefully show that we're the dominant team in Georgia.
Is there additional pressure on the 4 remaining games, though, in knowing that if you lose, you're out? You're not going to be one of the top 4. You win, you're in. So is there additional pressure?
Obviously there's pressure each and every week to go out and play your best as part of the process. I think that's up to us as coaches and our staff to make it to where it's just, it's any other week. We're going to prepare the same. We're not going to do anything differently. So I think we can control a lot of that, I hope. Look, it is what it is. If we know if we go out there and we don't win, then, hey, we got to play the next game, and then maybe we don't have a chance. But I remember real quickly, 2022, I think we were sitting there number 6. We had to go play Lackawanna the last game. If we would have beaten them, we got beat. Then if we would have beat them, then we would have needed some help up front. And I think that's that weekend that, like, Iowa Western lost, somebody else lost. Like, if we would have won, we probably would have been up in the top 4. So, there's still a lot. I hear you talking about, maybe everybody have a loss. Hutch still has some games left, and even Iowa Western. There could end up being a 2-loss team. You never know. A lot can happen, and everybody wants to say remember November. Well, we got a lot of October left too, so who knows what could happen. We just got to be ready to try to get our team to go out, play the best that they can, and have them prepared each week.
Coach, congratulations on a great year, but it ain't over yet for the Dogs. Good luck today as you take on the Fighting Tigers of Andrew College.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Once again, good afternoon from historic Davenport Field. Beautiful day for football. Got sunny skies right now. Going to get some clouds floating in a little later on. 68 degrees right now. Got a wind coming out of the northeast, so it's kind of a crossing wind here at Davenport. Going to go up to about 73. Beautiful day. We've got the Deep Roots Festival going on in Milledgeville as well. Lots happening in beautiful Milledgeville, Georgia. Pinch hitting for Robert Williamson. I'm Scott McLeod. Paul Trevitsky, our do-everything guy, is taking care of business on the video end, as always, and we appreciate his efforts here this afternoon. It's the Bulldogs, number 3 in the NJCAA Division I poll this week, against the Andrew College Fighting Tigers. Bulldogs come in at 6-1. They have won 5 games in a row. You realize, of course, that they are a 2-point conversion away from being undefeated this season. They lost to number 1 at the time, Iowa Western, by a single point in overtime here at Davenport Field. That's their only loss on the year, and this might be considered a trap game for the Bulldogs just a little bit. I know it's just a first-year team. I know that they've got some growing pains that they're going through, the Fighting Tigers. But you also know the Bulldogs have the trip to Utah next week as they take on Snow College. It'll be the NJCAA Game of the Week, obviously, as the Bulldogs will be taking on the Snow squad out in Utah. They'll be flying out a little early. They get a chance to kind of acclimate themselves to the time and the conditions. And that's number 3, Georgia Military College, against number 4, Snow College, next week. But that's next week. We've still got a ball game to get through today, and that's what Rob Manchester said on the sideline just a little while ago, as his Bulldogs get set to take on these Fighting Tigers. They are coached by Nick Garrett. Again, 4-1 on the season. They won their first 4 ball games, beat South Carolina Central Christian College 30-0, knocked off Jacksonville AA Christian College 14-6, defeated the club team at Clayton State 27-21, knocked off the club team from Columbus State 34-3. But last week they lost 15-8. They had 5 turnovers in the ball game. Had 177 yards passing, 165 yards net rushing in that ball game. Their quarterback, Jesse Caver III, 10 for 16 for that 177 yards, but he had 4 picks in the ball game against CGTC, a team that the Bulldogs handled rather easily earlier this season. GMC comes in at the number 2 team in NJCAA football in points scored per ball game at 48.3. They're 9th in offensive yards per ball game at 418, and 2nd in rushing per game, 292.3. Bulldogs getting the job done on the offensive side. Defense isn't too shabby either, as the Bulldogs are shutting down opponents left and right here. Leading defensive men, Coney, Burks, Benton, and Jones. GMC won the toss and deferred to the second half. So Andrew College will receive. They'll defend the goal to the right. That's the south goal here at Davenport, and the Franklin Street goal. Bulldogs come in averaging 292-plus yards rushing, 126 yards passing. That's why they get that 418 yards total offense per ball game. Defensively, they're great against the run, giving up less than 89 yards on the ground each time out. The passing defense giving up nearly 186 yards, so a little questionable there in the secondary, but they're making some improvements as the season goes on, and the experience helps out as well. And hopefully today will be a big ball game. Here come the Dogs.
The whole country.
Yep, number 3 in the whole country.
Your GMC Bulldogs, coached by Rob Manchester.
And we are set for a kickoff today. The Dogs, as you see, dressed out all in black with the red numbers trimmed in white. The red helmets with the script Bulldogs on the side. And for the Fighting Tigers, they'll be in blue pants, white jerseys, blue numbers, blue helmets. Cuthbert, Georgia, in Randolph County, northwest of Albany. It's about 30 miles east of the Alabama border, so they had a long trip to make here to Milledgeville today. They do not play their home games on their campus. They play them at Petula Charter Academy in Edison. But Coach Garrett's got the Tigers going, and Rob Manchester's got the Bulldogs going here, obviously, the number 3 team in the country. Remember, next week will be a night game here on JockJive, 9 o'clock here in Milledgeville, 8 o'clock Central Time. And out there in Utah, it's a 6 o'clock kickoff. So we will have a late night affair for you next Saturday, but let's get through this Saturday first, shall we? As GMC gets set to kick it off. Looks like Caleb Bridges is back deep on the near side at the 10-yard line. And DJ Williams, a wide receiver, standing on the far side of the field. Waiting on a football, it looks like. As the back judge will deliver the football. Bulldogs moving left to right across your monitor. Trying to pick up win number 7 on the season. Freddie Perez, the great kicker for the Bulldogs. Gonna boot it away. Toe meets leather, and here we go. Bulldogs kick it deep inside the 5. It goes off the shoulder pads of the return man. He's going to have to bring it out of the end zone, and he's blasted at the 10-yard line. DJ Williams saw that go off the shoulder pads into the end zone. He had to go back about a foot deep and make the return. And the Bulldogs pile on him there. So the Fighting Tigers going to start deep in their own territory at about the 11-yard line, just across the 11. So Andrew College, first visit to Milledgeville. The schools do play in other sports in GCAA action, but this is the first ever football matchup between the Bulldogs and the Fighting Tigers. Quarterback is Jesse Caver III, sophomore from Marbury, Alabama. He's got a shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers left and right. Bulldogs almost jumped, and they'll start with a vanilla handoff to the right side. On the carry for the Tigers was Markia Harris, a freshman from Eufaula, Alabama. Jeremiah Burks with the stop for Georgia Military College. And a gain of just a couple. Tigers deep in their own territory to start the ball game. Trips to the near side, single receiver on the top of your screen. They snap and the give straight up, and they will get it off to Markia Harris once again, and he'll bang out a first down at the 25-yard line. A couple of Bulldogs finally crashed into him there. But a big hole up the middle, and Harris took advantage of it. It'll be just shy of the 25. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Stack up receivers left and right, one behind each other. Shotgun formation, it's Harris again, whistles and flags to stop the play, and we'll have a false start on the visitors, the first penalty of the afternoon. Our white hat is mic'd up. Hopefully we can pick that up today.
Dead ball. False start. Offense, number 65. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Jay Sean Jernigan, a freshman offensive lineman out of Greene County High School in nearby Greensboro, was the guilty party there. It'll be 1st and 15, back inside the 20. Now they split receivers, 2-by-2 look for Caver. Caver hands it off again to Harris. Harris ran right into a Bulldog at the 20-yard line. No gain at all off that right side. GMC just swarmed on him once again. Emmanuel Gamphy on the tackle, the freshman from Lawrenceville out of Mountain View. Helping out on the tackle, Aiden Benton, redshirt freshman from Hampton, Georgia. Give him 1 yard on his effort, and it's 2nd and 14 now for Andrew College. Again, 2 receivers either side of the offensive line. Dog show man coverage. Send the right slot in motion toward us. The snap, the give, and nothing doing again. Maybe a yard. Harris spun down by Gamphy once more. Gamphy did a great job of penetrating off the block and brought him down. So it's third down, about 13, maybe a half-yard gain. We'll give him credit for that. So the Tigers facing a 3rd and long on their first possession today. Caver sets the troops, sends a man in motion toward us. He kind of went ahead of the snap. The give and the run by Harris will get him just shy of the first down. Bulldogs peeled back to make the tackle. Mayan Conaway helped out. Jerish Coney from Warner Robins and Northside Warner Robins. Nice gain of about 12 yards, but it comes up short, 4th down and 1. They're in their own territory, and they're keeping the offense on the field. So the Bulldogs defense trying to make a stop here on 4th and short. Harris looks at his wristband for the play call. He'll slide over to the left hip of Caver. They'll bunch 3 receivers off the right side of the offensive line, single receiver down below, and a whistle and a delay. Yeah, they weren't quite sure they're going to run that play, I guess. The back judge throwing the flag for a delay or maybe a timeout had been called ahead of the flag. We'll get the indication here. Yep, it was a timeout called by Andrew. So that's their first of the half as we're officially underway here. 11.5 to go in the first quarter. Bulldogs yet to touch the football. Coach Garrett and his staff talking things over on a 4th down and about 1 from their own 32. Close to the 33-yard line for the down marker there in the football. Now that's officially at the 33. It's touching the 33-yard line. The Dogs defense out there talking it over. And now they've got their marching orders on the defensive side of the football. Andrew trying to pick up its second first down of this drive. Fighting Tigers keep the offense out there. Again, 3 receivers in almost a triangle on that far side. Single receiver on the near side. Caver gets the shotgun snap, going to carry it himself, and he got hit, and it's going to be very close to a first down. Blasted down by Jairus Coney. And number 99, Gamphy again. And did he get enough? He did. Got a first down by inches, it looks like. So the quarterback keeper, Andrew College, averaging nearly 423 yards in offense. They rush it very well, close to 266 yards per ball game. They're scoring 22.5 points per contest. Now they got 4 receivers on that far side. Semi-pistol formation, handed off again. New running back this time is Nathan Castor. And GMC's Trent Mapp, defensive lineman from Lawrenceville, with the stop out of Mountain View High. Gain of 2. Second and 8 coming. Keeping it on the ground in the early going here. That's where they make their bread and butter, is rushing the football. They've got a good, solid, big offensive line, and they've been able to run behind them. Running backs have been able to find some creases. On a 2nd and 8, shotgun snap. They give it off again to Castor, and Castor gets to the 25-yard line. Not much doing there. Gamphy once again fighting his way in there to make the stop for GMC. Gamphy having a good game already. No gain at all to the 25-yard line, so we may see Caver put it up. The sophomore from Marbury, Alabama, has got 2 receivers either side of the offensive line. 4-man rush for the Bulldogs, and that's all they'll send. Rolls the pocket to the right, looking downfield, chucks it, and fires it away, actually. Nobody in white in the vicinity of that football as he threw it at the down marker. So it'll be 4th down and 8. This time they will have to send the punt unit out. So the Bulldogs have done a good job of holding defensively. GMC puts Darrell Bland Jr. back as the return man. Making sure everybody's got the full complement of players out there. They really spread out their punt. 3 to the near side, 2 to the far side. 3 personal protectors. And the snap. And the left-footed punter spins it out of there. Lands inside the 40. Blant will return across the 30. Gets a block. Gets across the 40 to the midfield. And then he's spun down.
Jr. up inside the 50 to about the 47-yard line.
Darrell Bland, the sophomore from Eatonton in Putnam County, gives the Bulldogs very good field position on their first drive of the afternoon. 9:13 to go, first quarter. Dogs get to touch the football for the first time today. They'll operate in Andrews territory at the 47-yard line. Here's Chip Cooper to start things. He didn't play against Lewisburg, battling a bit of an injury. H-back on the left side, trips to the left as well. And the Dogs will hand it off. And it's scoring by Traquan Jones, the sophomore from Bartow, Florida, and Bartow High School. Traquan will pick up about 5. Knock it down to the 42-yard line. Dogs now go with a 2x2 look at the receivers. Semi-pistol. That slot man comes in motion toward us, so they'll flood it to the right side. The snap to Cooper, back to pass, zips it out on the right side. He went on a little button hook at the 35-yard line, was able to come in and make the grab. Was Ricardo Tarver, freshman from Houston County in Warner Robins.
First down, Bulldogs.
It's enough for a first down for GMC. Simple pass play right there. Found Tarver wide open on the right side. Dogs of scrimmage from the 36 of the Fighting Tigers. Trips to the left side. Now they'll set the H-back in motion. Give it off again to Jones. Jones will fight his way and spin and get more yardage on a one-on-one effort to the 32-yard line. He was taken down by Joshua Bowden, freshman from Lithonia and Miller Grove High.
Second and about 6.
About a 4-yard pickup there for Traquan Jones. Jones, second leading rusher coming into today at 62 carries, 469 yards, and 6 scores. Averages a little over 7 yards a tote, and he'll get it once again, and nothing doing there as he ran into a whole bunch of white shirts and lost about a yard. Got to get help to his feet by a teammate.
Traquan a little short of the
Actually, he got knocked back 2 yards. Third down close to 7 or 8 for Georgia Military. As we cross the halfway point of the first quarter here. GMC trying to get going after the idle week. Split 3 receivers near side. One goes in motion to the top side. Chris Cooper gets the snap. Fades back, looking, firing long, got his man right there. Did he make the catch? No, he did not. Excellent effort by Joshua Okalai, the freshman from Norcross. A lot of contact right at the goal line. And Dogs face a 4th down and 8, and they're going to go for it here. Again, flood 3 receivers to the near side. Single receiver up top. Cooper with a clap, got him to move. Big old 51 was off and running. Unfortunately for Andrew, he was off and running before the snap of the football.
Offsides. Defense, number 51. 5-yard penalty. The result of the first.
Marquarius Mitchell, the freshman from Cuthbert and Terrell Academy. Cuthbert, of course, where Andrew College is from.
4th and 4 for the Dogs.
So that makes it a little more manageable. 4th down and about 4 for GMC. Everybody looks to the sideline, at least the skill position players. Cooper hollers out the play call. Chip Cooper gets the snap, Going to take it himself. And he's got a big first down. Still on his feet. All the way inside the 20 to about the 16 or 15-yard line. Cooper, the leading rusher for GMC this year, 31. Check it, I'm sorry. He's among the top 5 rushers for the Bulldogs. 68 carries coming in, 368 yards on the ground, and 3 touchdowns. Jones on a little bit of a hurry up for the Bulldogs. Will punch it down to the 10-yard line. And the Dogs are facing a second down, about 4. No huddle. Quick count. Jones again. He slipped and fell down. Tried to make a jump cut, and the feet went out from under him. So the ground got him there at the 10-yard line. It's 3rd down and 5 now. GMC will run in Jonathan Navakas, a freshman tight end from Fayetteville. A little extra beef up front as they look at a 3rd and 4 from the 10-yard line. We get under 5.5 to go in the first quarter, still scoreless. Cooper with the clap, going to take it himself. Drives to the right side, and the Fighting Tigers bring him down. In on the tackle, Jaden Walker, freshman from Sneads, Florida. And it's enough for a first down. Got just to that first down stick. And the Bulldogs trying to punch it in for the first time today. Chip Cooper with Jones on his right hip. Stack up the offensive line. Got some power backs in there. Long clap and the snap. Hand off to Jones. Goes left side. He got wrestled down short of the goal line. Good effort, but a better effort defensively. They just wrapped him up at the 1 or 2 and wrestled him to the turf. Dogs are in a hurry-up mode once again. 2nd and goal. Quarterback keeper, he will score. Chip Cooper from 4 yards out. Actually from about 3 yards out, but was there a flag? Yeah, there is a flag down on the near sideline here. Saw some hesitation in Cooper's part.
Offsides. Defense, number 23. Got penalties declined. Results of the play, touchdown.
So Cooper scores. And we get to fire the cannon. 3-yard touchdown run by Chip Cooper. There's the try for point after. Spot kick. It is up. It is good. Freddie Perez tacks on the single point after. And the Bulldogs at 4:19 to go take a 7-0 lead.
Stand up, Jennifer. Let us give you a wave. We appreciate your son being here.
So Chip Cooper with his 5th touchdown run of the year. A short little 3-yard journey to the right side. And he was able to score untouched, it looked like. Perez nearly perfect on the season in point afters. That's his 47th successful kick in 48 tries. So nearly 98% for Perez on the season. And he will tee the football up at the 35-yard line. Bulldogs took almost 5 full minutes off the clock on that drive. And lead it 7-0. Redshirt freshman from Carrollton puts the ball on the tee, backs up, and he's ready to go as the Fighting Tigers await the kick. High, deep, far numbers. Return from the 6-yard line. He got crunched at the 20-yard line. Oh, my. What a blast downfield as the Bulldogs brought down DJ Williams. And on the tackle for Georgia Military College was Ty Head, freshman linebacker from Jackson out of Lamar County High. So Andrew will start inside its own 20 again at the 19-yard line. Bulldogs have to run a man off the field. Got him off just in time, or did they? Caver going to throw it, almost picked, and then a nice grab across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Dogs are going for the interception. Looked like it was Anthony Carter trying to pick that one off the corner from Valdosta. Instead, right into the hands of Jaden Jones.
Pretty good catch right there.
That's enough for a first down. 2-by-2 look for Caver. He'll send the right slot in motion. They'll give it off, dancing at the line and shoved backwards, and now he's going to lose even more yardage as Harris gets tackled for a loss.
That's going to bring up a
whole lot of black shirts in there. Leading the way, Kalon Curry, sophomore from Augusta and Laney High. Loss of 4, maybe closer to 5. As we approach 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. All the Tigers looking at their wristbands to see what the play will be. Trips to the near side, single receiver up top at the numbers. Caver with the shotgun, gets the handoff again. And once more, it's going to be Harris with the call, and Harris will bang it out to the 40-yard line.
Curry on the tackle, number 49.
Curry on the stop for GMC.
31 for Andrew.
Good gain. And they will pick up. They've got an opportunity to pick up a new set of downs here on a 3rd and 1. Might be 2 down territory for them, just a yard away. Been able to run the ball against the Bulldogs occasionally so far in the early going of this one. Slot right, single receiver left, H-back left, play action fake. Caver back to pass. Now he floats out of the pocket to the right sideline. He just threw it in the ground again. So he's 0 for 2, and the ground is 2-0. And it's 4th down. Let's see what they're going to do. 4th and 1. Bulldogs are ready set the punt return team out. But it looks like the Fighting Tigers are going to keep the offense out there. And the Bulldog defensive front's got to hold itself. Whistles to stop play. Moving the football up just to touch the 40. Dogs will have to watch it. Tigers will try to draw them offside to get an easy first down. Caver with 2 receivers left, 2 bunched up on the left side of the line. And the Dogs do jump, but they got back. And there's a flag. Head linesman threw it from the Bulldog sideline. But was there movement? Were the Dogs drawn offside? Discussion among the officials with exactly 2 minutes to play in the opening quarter here. Bulldogs are insisting that the Tigers had a false start. It's all straightened out among the Zebras, and the White Cat will tell us.
Hit ball before the snap. Offsides. Defense, number 90. Results of the play. Snap.
So the Dogs give up a first down on the penalty.
Come in Jamar Grimble for the Bulldogs. 49 is Kalen Curry.
Bulldogs trying to get the personnel out on the field, and they're going to have to call a timeout. So Rob Manchester burns a timeout here. Each team with a timeout in the first quarter. GMC a little sluggish getting out onto the field.
First for the half.
On the 1st and 10 situation with the ball at the 45-yard line. Again, the Dogs off last week after beating Lewisburg College 35-17 in Casey, South Carolina for their 5th win in a row. Had an opportunity to get some guys who are dinged up a little healthier. Of course, this time of the year, just about everybody's feeling a lot of aches and pains.
Let's give a quick shout out to number 61, folks. Gabe Pierce. Number 61, Dad Trim and Mama Elena. Where are you guys? Thank you for being here today.
Those Bulldogs have needed the extra week. Hopefully back and healthy, and especially going to be healthy for next week against Snow College. A 7-0 Dog lead with 2 minutes to go after the timeout. It's a 1st and 10 for Andrew College out of Cuthbert, Georgia. Slots either side now for Caver.
From the 45-yard line.
Caver averaging 157 yards in passing per ball game. They'll give it off. Another fresh set of legs for them. MJ Sperlin, freshman running back from Jackson County and Hoxton, Georgia. And for Georgia Military College, tackle made by Jeremiah Burks out of LaGrange. Gain of 4, 2nd and 6 coming. 90 seconds to play in the first quarter. Send that right slot in motion again behind the running back and the quarterback. Give it off one more time, and they'll get to midfield on the carry by Sperlin. The Bulldogs just kept shoving him back. Didn't hear a whistle, so they just kept pushing. And leading the push was Jakari Jones, sophomore from Monroe and Monroe area. No gain.
Somebody opened the gate.
Well, there was a gain out to the 49 of Georgia Military College. It'll be 3rd down coming.
3rd down coming up for Andrew, just inside the 50.
Got the football inside Bulldog territory for the first time today. Caver swings it out and missed him badly. Sent him in motion. That was Jensen Goebel, a freshman wide receiver from Blairsville in Union County High. And they tried to hit him on that crossing route, but Caver missed him. And now it brings up 4th down and close to 5. 61 seconds before the end of the first quarter at Davenport. Beautiful day for football. Thank you for joining us on JockJive today. Long look to the sideline. Play clock continues to wind down to 20 seconds. Man, they're taking forever getting this play call in. They may have to burn yet another timeout before the first quarter ends. Play clock under 10. They didn't probably want to go for it on 4th down and 4 from the Dogs 49. Will they burn the timeout or just take the penalty? Well, apparently Coach Garrett decided to use a timeout. So both teams will head to their respective sidelines, and the Dogs will bring in the punt unit. Oh, okay.
5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Finally, the flag came in, and it is a delay of game, so the punt units will come on for the visiting Tigers, and the Bulldogs will have their punt return team out. Bulldogs have had Niles, Bland, and Phillips with kick and punt returns. And looks like fading back for the Bulldogs, Bland Jr. Standing inside the 15-yard line.
For the Bulldogs, Darryl Bland Jr.
Second punt of the day for the Fighting Tigers. Cody Suddeth back to do the punting out of Swanee, Georgia, North Gwinnett High School. So the delay of game makes it 4th down and 9. And again, they really spread out that punt formation. Don't usually see something like this. The snap, and almost got a piece of it. They came right up the middle. Good punt, going to be downed inside the 20-yard line, rolls to about the 19-yard line. So a very good punt, got a lot of grass after the roll.
Here near the end of the first quarter.
We're at 52 seconds to play. Dogs will get the football back again, leading 7-0. Number 3 in the country this week. They moved up one more spot. They've been gradually moving toward the top.
We honor local businesses that have made positive contributions.
Started out the year at number 12, I believe, and have gradually moved up into the top 3 in NJCAA Division I football. Cooper, 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. Back to pass, plenty of time. Now breaks down a little bit on him. And sitting in the end of the zone, making the catch as Chip Cooper swings it out to Ricardo Tarver.
Tarver is the catch. Gain of 7, 2nd and 3.
Didn't get quite the first down. He had to come back to the football. Play action fake, and he's gone. 40, 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, GMC. Trenton Smith on the receiving end of that pass from Cooper.
Trenton Smith, number 19.
74-yard touchdown pass. Cooper to Smith. The Dogs strike in a hurry. There's still 18 seconds to play in the first quarter. For Cooper, that's his 5th touchdown toss of the year. High snap brought down. Kick is up, and Perez sticks it to the pipes. GMC leads at 14-0. Closing seconds of the first quarter here at Davenport.
With us today representing
74 yards.
Kelly Gates.
They got 7 yards on the first pass
They've been valued supporters
to the 26-yard line. And then Cooper found
had a significantly positive impact on the experience of
Trenton
our student
Smith,
athletes.
the freshman from
Thank you,
Ackworth,
Kelly,
Georgia,
for
and
all
North
you
Cobb
do.
High School.
You know that your generosity has
And
touched
most of the
hundreds
yards was
lives,
after the catch.
and you've helped us in our mission
Caught the
to
ball at
create
about the
authentic
40-yard line
servant
and was
leaders
off to the races without anybody in white anywhere near to him.
of Butler, Ford, and Honda. Kelly Gates.
So the Dogs have doubled their advantage, lead at 14-0 now with 18 ticks left before the end of the quarter. Perez to kick it away again. They'll swap up the return men. Williams on the near side now. Bridges on the far side.
For Andrew.
Both standing around the 5. Ball fell off the tee. So Freddie has to readjust it. He swings the right leg, and here we go again. Another high, deep kick to the far sideline. Going to land at the 2 and bounce out of bounds. Every kick of his so far has been gone to that right corner, or left corner, I should say, of the end zone.
Andrew will start from their 25-yard line, 1st and 10.
So the Fighting Tigers
Georgia
Okay, got it.
will get
College
things
is
going.
the Premier
KD team.
Leadership
Always
Institute in the
35.
state of Georgia.
At their
We're committed to
35-yard
developing
line.
The leaders of tomorrow and helping each person become the best leader they can be. The Premier Leadership Institute. in the
1st and
state
10
of
for
Georgia.
Andrew College, down by 2 scores to the number 3 team in the country.
1st and 10.
Caver will send 3 receivers to the left side of the offensive line. Single receiver up top. Dogs of the 4-man rush. Caver hands it off. Nothing doing whatsoever for Harris
93,
as he got
Holland.
tracked down and chased by a bunch of Bulldogs, including Tyquavius Holland out of Griffin, Georgia, and Spalding High.
291 from Griffin, Georgia.
And that will do it for the first quarter.
That ends the first quarter.
GMC has a 14-0 lead at the end of 1. And we will take a timeout. We'll come back for second quarter action from Davenport Field next on JockJive.
Until through halftime, basically. Of course, we want to thank
Welcome back to Davenport Field as we get set for second quarter action. Bulldogs with a touchdown run by Chip Cooper, and a touchdown pass from Chip Cooper in that first quarter.
Athletics.
Hit Smith with that 74-yard bomb. Really short pass, really, and most of the yardage after the catch. Flop ends of the field now. Andrew College will be going toward the south goal, Franklin Street here at Davenport Field. Left to right. And they will have the football at their own 34-yard line with a 2nd and 11 after a loss of 1. They haven't changed the scoreboard on that. So a 2nd and 11 facing for the Fighting Tigers. Caver with Harris in the backfield. 3 receivers come to the near side of the field. On a 2nd and 11. The snap, they give again to Harris. Tries his luck on the left side. Can't get the edge. He got grabbed and ripped down. Nice effort there. Grabbed him around the waist and then slid down to make the tackle. That's Damari Jordan. Again, the freshman from Griffin. Give him 3 yards, but it brings up 3rd down and long, 3rd and 8. Could not get the corner on the Bulldogs. Empty backfield now. Twins up top. Trips to the right. Caver back to pass. Protection breaks down. He's going to roll, fires, and can't make the toss at the 50-yard line. Pass intended for Jaden Jones. And Jordan Turner was covering for the Bulldogs out of Goose Creek, South Carolina, the corner. And that'll force a 4th down and 8. So GMC will go in punt return mode with Bland Jr. back to try and field this punt and give the Bulldogs good field position, leading 14-0. First minute of the second quarter.
Get some celebratory food.
It'll be Suddeth on to kick again. He's been a busy man already for the Tigers. And that's never good when your punter is one of the busiest guys out there. Not a good punt. It got partially blocked. Hits at the 46 and rolls out of bounds about the 47-yard line. We do have a flag down back behind the play. So that punt was doomed from the beginning.
Illegal formation of the kicking team. Got penalties to decline. First down.
So the Bulldogs will open up with a short field to work with. Offense will always take that. GMC starts at the Andrew 47-yard line. Suddeth took a little bit extra time to get the kickoff, and I believe a hand got on it. GMC puts Flood off to the far side with a slot on that far side. Okalei, the receiver down below us. Slot man coming in motion. Cooper with a clap and the snap and the handoff and breaking the tackle. Might go all the way. He does. Touchdown, GMC. Keenan Phillips, the freshman from Bainbridge. My, oh my. 47-yard touchdown on the first play from scrimmage after the punt.
Bainbridge Flash. They call him the Bainbridge Flash. Keenan Phillips.
So Phillips comes up big. Nice hold on that right side by the Dogs' offensive line. Phillips, the leading rusher for the Bulldogs, coming in. That's his 14th touchdown of the year already. Averaging just under 8 yards a carry. He got 47. That'll help the average. Freddie Perez trying to tack on the point after, and he does. And the Dogs lead at 21-0. As, my goodness, that defensive line just parted beautifully because of the offensive line for the Bulldogs. And Phillips took advantage of it. Might have gotten a little contact about 7 yards downfield. But then all of a sudden it was just some green grass in front of him, and nobody in white would become close to knocking out Keenan Phillips.
Your legacy.
So Perez continues his hot streak, kicking point afters. That's his 50th try of the year. He's hit 49 of them. There's your 98% success rate on point afters for Freddie Perez. And even I can do that math. Couple of deep men again inside the 10-yard line. It'll be Perez to boot it from the 35. One play, 47-yard drive. Again, he's going to spin it to the near sideline, and it's going to go out of bounds at about the 3-yard line. Kerry Schubert just got knocked down. Hope he's all right. 81 helped him up. Thank you. That was good sportsmanship there by Zavion Tillman from Albany and Westover High.
Terry Schubert. He ain't made a tackle like that in quite a while. Good job, Terry. You took him down, baby. You took him down.
Ball be placed at 35-yard line.
Andrew will start at the 35 on the penalty, kick out of bounds. And they'll begin at 14:02 to go.
We have number 64's
Dogs with a 14 and make it a 21-0 lead. That quick touchdown almost went right past me.
Mikhail Reed's mother, thank you for coming today.
Harris is the running back. Caver the quarterback. He's got 2 receivers, make it 3 receivers up top, single receiver down below. Send a slot man in motion back and forth. Give it off to Harris. Nice hole up the middle, and he took advantage of it. Bangs it out across the 41-yard line. Jabari Baker,
31.
safety from Valdosta, with a stop. And a pickup of 8 that time by Harris.
Down a little more than 2 yards for Andrew.
They'll bunch 3 receivers on the far side of the offensive line. Send the lone man in motion to that far side. Give it off again to Harris, and this time the Dogs just gobble him up. On top of the pile for GMC was number 40, Damari Jordan. And then there were a couple of black shirts on the bottom of it,
Trent Mapp, the last
including Mr. Mapp.
Play. Trent Mapp, number 98.
Loss of a yard, third down and 3.
Andrew.
And a timeout taken by the Fighting Tigers. That should be their last timeout of the half, if memory serves. So Coach Garrett wants to talk it over here on third down and 12 or 13. They do have 1 timeout left. I apologize. Talking it over on third down and 2, it appears. I apologize for that. So they'll have 1 more stoppage in play in the final 13 minutes of this half. GMC with a 3-touchdown lead. Dogs trying to pick up their 6th victory in a row in the friendly confines of Davenport Field. And then it's on the road to Snow College in a huge battle with the Badgers. So the Fighting Tigers have the play call. Sperlin is now the running back. He's off the left hip of Caver. 2 receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Third down 2. Caver on a draw, a busted play. Now he's got to try and make something happen, and he's going to be sacked back there. And a penalty flag down. It'll be a takedown. Curtavious Hightower from Baldwin High just got ripped down there by big number 51, Mitchell. I think it was 51, might have been 53. They're discussing the options here. Dogs are probably, no, they're going to take the penalty. They could have declined and forced 4th down.
Blindside block. Offense, number 53. 15-yard penalty. Still third down.
Yeah, they'll take the 15-yarder every day. It was 53 Thomason from Fayetteville, Tennessee. Third down 17 now, as we get under 13 minutes to play in quarter number 2. Dogs on top of the Tigers by 3 scores. It's Sperlin, the running back, off the left hip in a pistol formation, basically. Delay a game. Back judge throwing the flag as the play clock wound out. So the Tigers backing up even more and bring a 3rd and 22. Oh, going to wave off the flag. So it'll still be 3rd and 17. They wind the clock now. Tigers setting up trips to the right, near side of the field. Send a slot man in motion to that far side. Caver surveys the defense, back to pass, 2-step drop. Now he's going to run. Somebody lost a helmet. Penalty flag goes, and he got blasted to Caver at the 35-yard line. Big hit laid on him by Mayan Conaway from Hazelhurst and Jeff Davis High. Flag thrown by the umpire back behind the play. That would more than likely indicate holding. And GMC will undoubtedly decline this one. Things kind of breaking down on everybody right now. Flag was thrown back at the 23. And we'll find out what that indication is. Oh, it's a walk-off on GMC.
Personal foul. Hands in the face. Defense. Number 90. Results of the play. First down.
Oh, my goodness. That gives the Tigers a first down. 2 yards shy of midfield.
On their 42-yard line.
I think I said that was Hightower before who got the issue. It was number 16, Michael Roberts. I was just trying to get one of my old Baldwin Braves a little bit of airtime. Caver going to give it off, trying to get the corner. Denied the corner. He fumbled the football out of bounds. Sperlin on the carry, and GMC was able to cover very quickly. Roberts and Baker combining.
Number 16.
Only a yard gain. Dogs hunted that one out very quickly. They went boundary side and not much room to run there. Could not get the edge thanks to the Dogs' defense. 11.5 to go. Second quarter. Dogs up by 3 scores. They'll bunch 3 receivers and the H-back on the left side. Caver gets the snap, going to give it off. A new running back in, and he is greeted rudely just like all the other running backs have been. Deontay Boston, freshman from Atlanta and MLK High. Got to the line of scrimmage, and that was it before the sea of black got him. 3rd down and 9 now. Trying to get some different legs in there, see if that will help. The offensive line had been doing a pretty good job against the Dogs' defense, but all of a sudden GMC has changed things up on that line of scrimmage. Been able to make some plays against the run. 3rd and long, passing situation for Caver. He'll get the snap, fade back. Here comes the rush, going to dump it in a screen, and he breaks the tackle, going to get close to the first down. Boston on the reception, and he did get enough for the first down. GMC's Jabari Baker, the safety out of Valdosta High, with the stop.
Good for an Andrew first down.
But Boston picks up the first down for the Fighting Tigers by good second effort. Nice screen pass. He knew that the Dogs were coming, and all of a sudden there they were. Caver was able to get it in the hands of Boston. 1st and 10 at the Dogs' 42. Stacked up 2 receivers on the right side, send the back one in motion. They'll give it off now to Harris. Oh, he got spun down. Oh, my goodness. Look at that one. Tyquavius Holland, 295, 5'11", out of Griffin, Georgia, and Spalding High. Met him right at the hole and drove him back 2 yards. 2nd and 12. Tyquavius, excellent job on the defensive line for the Dogs. As we close down to 9 minutes to go. Caver zips it out quickly and overthrew his target. That was Xavion Tillman. Quick little slant in, but Caver fired a fastball to him, and it was right between the hands, a little high as well. 3rd down and 12.
3rd down for Andrew.
Tigers having a tough time against the Bulldog defense this afternoon. Facing 3rd and long. Trips to the right. Slot man going in motion. He'll set up on the left side. So 2-by-2 look for Caver. Low snap, digs it out, makes the catch. Got it to that guy in motion, Goebel. And then Goebel wrestled down immediately.
That'll bring up
a fourth down at about 4 or 5.
7 yards to go.
Freshman Christopher Watson on the stop defensively, I believe, or it might have been Yeah, it is Watson. So 4th down, call it 6 to go. Got the offense still out there. Goebel goes in motion again. Caver gets the snap from shotgun. Going to run with the football. Now he dumps it out. Nice catch by Goebel. He dove for that one at the 30 and caught it at the 28. That was making something out of nothing right there for Caver. He was rolling and throwing in the same motion, and Goebel made the catch. They're going to mark him down at the now 29-yard line. Sure-handed Goebel keeps the drive alive. Freshman from Blairsville and Union County High School. 3 receivers come to the near side. And chopped down at the line of scrimmage with Nathan Castor, and a flag by the umpire thrown in there.
Gamphy on the tackle, flag on the play.
GMC's Emmanuel Gamphy from Lawrenceville and Mountain View High with the stop.
Holding on the offense, number 67, 10-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
So they'll walk back 10 yards.
In the game for the Bulldogs, number 57.
And it'll be 2nd and 20 now from GMC's 39-yard line. Dogs with 2 touchdowns in the first quarter and a 47-yard jaunt to the end zone
defensive backfield
by Keenan Phillips in the second quarter. And that's why the 3 touchdowns are on the board for GMC. They'll run it to the right side with all those receivers blocking, leading the way for MJ Sperlin. And he got knocked to the deck at just inside the 35-yard line. Got about 5 yards back, 2nd down, and nearly 15 yards to go.
2nd and long for Andrew.
We've gotten past the halfway point of this second quarter today at Davenport. Caven talking to the receivers on the right side. There's 3 of them over there. Reaches for the snap, the give, trying to get the right corner. He does. Penalty flag goes. That is Sperlin, chased out of bounds inside the 25-yard line, but this one's coming back.
Carter, number 3.
Carter chased him out. Anthony from Valdosta and Lowndes High. Flag thrown on the snap at the line.
Holding on the offense, number 5. 10-yard penalty. Still second down.
5 yards forward, 10 yards back. As Andrew continues to have some issues offensively here. Just can't
Keenan
quite
Phillips,
get
number 8, has
connected.
a parent in the stands, Kenyatta Phillips. Kenyatta,
6.5 to go.
Stand up, give us a wave.
Stoppage of play for some reason. I didn't see a timeout taken by anybody. The referee and 3 of his officiating crew will be discussing something there.
We're proud that duty, honor, and love of country are words we live by at GMC.
Thanks for joining us today on JockJive. More activity coming up throughout the course of the week. Robert Williamson and the gang will be bringing you volleyball, I'm sure. And more football coming up. Of course, next week it'll be GMC football from Utah as the Dogs take on the Badgers of Snow College in Ephraim, Utah.
The third quarter, lots of good winter apparel.
Rob Manchester says, we'll take the penalty whenever you're ready to disperse it here. Waiting and waiting for the 5 guys to figure out what's going on over there.
You're going to find something you like at the bookstore.
Had the holding call, but the ball has been not been walked off as far as I could see. So second down coming for the visiting Tigers. Second down about 17. The feature back again is Sperlin. He goes in motion, so an empty backfield now for Caver. He'll get the snap, fade back, comes up inside the pocket, going to launch it long, far side, and it is broken up. Number 81, expressing his dismay there, is Tillman. He thought he was interfered with at the high point of the ball. It goes as an incomplete pass, third down at about 17.
Third down coming up for Andrew.
Maybe closer to 18 for the Bulldogs. Scoreboard's got 20 to go, but that's not quite as much as they have to get a fresh set of downs. The second quarter is taking its time. $21-0 Bulldog lead. Dogs trying to get off the field on defense here. Third down and very long for the Fighting Tigers. Caver back to pass, going to swing it out of the backfield. A little hitch route to the running back, Harris. I'm sorry, that's Sperlin. Sperlin will get close to the initial line of scrimmage, but it'll be fourth down and about 11. Well, more than that. He got chased out before I thought he did. So it's fourth down and 14 coming. And they will maintain the offense. Trying to pick up a first down here, and GMC will try to shut them down and get the football back for the final 5.5 minutes. See if the Dogs can score once more. 2-by-2 look for Caver. He'll get the snap, fades back 3 steps, swings it left side, right through the hands again of Tillman. Unable to make the grab, and the Dogs will get the ball on downs.
Jorian Haynes out there on defense, number 8.
Well, that drive took forever. It almost took 9 minutes off the clock. And finally, the Dogs' defense gets off the field.
Character above all. That's modeled by our student.
And with 5:14 to play in the second quarter, GMC will get another crack offensively.
Above all.
Ball be put down at the 33-yard line. Chip Cooper is still going to be in control of the offense. He's in the huddle down below us. As the Bulldogs get the play call and flood the field now. Zion Bryan from Ackworth is split out to the far side. Wide receiver to the near side as well. Cooper with a clap, back to pass, looking. Now he's in trouble. We'll have to try and keep it alive, and slings it right side, but the receiver, Bryan, did not come back to the ball, and it's incomplete. And a flag is down behind the line of scrimmage, back where that scrum was when Cooper was trying to avoid disaster back there.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense, number 25. 15. First down.
So they got in on Chip a little late as Jeremiah Williams out of Birmingham, Alabama, called for that penalty.
Down from the 48.
And Georgia Military sees the ball move up 15 yards to the 48-yard line. Cooper back to pass again. Swings it out of the backfield. Hits. Oh, he dropped it. Trevin Kinchin, redshirt freshman from Hampton and Lovejoy, decided he was going to try and run before he had possession of the football.
Incomplete.
And it is incomplete.
2nd and 10 coming up for the Dogs.
GMC with a 3-touchdown lead against a team that's playing its first ever football. First year of action for the squad from Cuthbert, Georgia. 2-by-2 look, right slot in motion. Cooper back to pass. Steps up in the pocket, swings it out, hits his man, that is Flood. And Jalen is tackled almost immediately after a short gain of 4 yards.
With the reception, number 1.
3rd down and 6 coming. And we've got a timeout called. One of the coaches just threw his headset across the way as Andrew uses its final timeout of the half.
Here and go anywhere by attending GMC.
So
our main campus is always ready to help you get enrolled.
Cuthbert
today.
squad
Check out our website at gmc.edu.
trying to make sure that
how you can take
they can
the
get
next step on your educational
the
journey
defense set.
today. GMC.edu.
And using their final timeout of the half with 4:42 left. We'll let Paul get his keys back. Thank you very much. The wind is kind of playing havoc up here. It's blowing into the press box a little bit. So the breeze upsetting the announcer's paperwork here. Robert Williamson will be back with you next week. He'll have to fly to Utah, as will the Dogs. Full day of travel, so that's why they're going to go a day early. 3rd down, 6 facing GMC. From the 48 of the Fighting Tigers. Stack up receivers. Going to go on an option play, trying to get around that right corner. Dipping, dancing, and dropped. Carry was by Lee Niles. And it was hunted down nicely by the Tigers for no gain. A little end-around trickeration there, and nothing worked. And GMC facing a 4th down and 6. Looks like the offense is going to stay out there. Clock at 4 minutes to go in the quarter. Cooper trying to get him to jump. Hard snap, hard clap. Now the skill position players look to the sideline. Play clock had not expired, but the back judge stopped things for some reason. The play clock was not operative. So the officials discuss things, and we are not privy to the information right now. The play clock is set at 8. So GMC 4th and 6, trying to convert, keep the football, and add to the score. Clock and play clock start down. Fumble. They couldn't put it in the pocket, and it's going to be recovered by the Fighting Tigers. Tried to give it off to Kinchin. They couldn't mesh it properly on the handoff. And Cooper and Kinchin give up the football. So the Tigers will get it inside Bulldog territory. Fumble recovery on 4th down as GMC coughs it up. Andrew will start at the Dogs' 43 at the 3:30 mark. Dogs had the ball for 1 minute and 45 seconds. Caver still at quarterback. Straight drop back, steps up, fires long, and it's incomplete. Jaden Jones, the target. Defending was Anthony Carter out of Valdosta.
Intended for Jalen Jones.
And we got a helmet knocked off a Bulldog. So Jomfy was going to have to come off the field for a play. And holding. So a multitude of things going on in that play. That'll march the Tigers back inside their own territory at the 47-yard line. So 1st and 20 now, facing Andrew College. Twin receivers either side now for Caver. Running back on his left hip. He's back to pass again. Flushed out of the pocket, far side. Going to go with it now, and he got tripped up. Nice job around the ankles as Aiden Benton got him, the redshirt freshman from Hampton. Got most of that penalty yardage back. Well, not most of it, about half of it. It's only about a 5-yard gain on the carry by Caver.
Looked like Aiden Benton, number 90 on that.
And for the Bulldogs, the good thing, the clock keeps running. He didn't get knocked out of bounds. Second down 15 now for Andrew. 3 receivers come to the near side, single receiver up top. Caver's got the running back on his right hip now. Fake the handoff, swing it out left side, catch, tackle immediately. The grab was by Tillman, and he got spun to the turf by Haynes. They got the extra 5 yards back. Now they're back to the initial line of scrimmage. It's 3rd and 10. And time becoming important. They have no timeouts, of course, as we slide toward 2 minutes to go. 3rd and 10, and GMC wants a timeout. So the Bulldogs stop play with 2:09 left. Somebody a little out of position. Coach Manchester, who was the defensive coordinator for the Bulldogs for many years before taking over the head job, spotted something out of line.
Miracle Millet Trio as they sing Happy Birthday to GMC.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, GMC. Happy birthday to you.
GMC celebrating 145 years this past week. Hence the happy birthday song. Congratulations to Georgia Military College. Third and 10 coming now for the Fighting Tigers. They try to get something going offensively. They haven't been able to penetrate the Dogs' defense very much and very consistently at all today. Dogs getting decent pressure on the quarterback, and he's got some happy feet back there occasionally as well, as Caver has not been able to line up his targets too well. He's going to try and pass again on 3rd and 10, and the receiver didn't look for the ball. It was intended for Chirambo. And Jordan McCray, freshman safety out of McCray, Georgia, in Telfair County, was defending. Chirambo, redshirt freshman out of Fayetteville, Georgia, and Shorter University transfer. Didn't look back to the ball.
Georgia. Jody, give us a wave. Thanks for coming today.
It's 4th and 10.
Appreciate you loaning us your son for this afternoon.
Ball at the Dogs' 43-yard line. 2:04 to go in a slow second quarter at Davenport. Twins either side, receivers for Caver rather. Sends one in motion. There's a little bang up in the backfield there by the running back and the receiver who went in motion. Sperlin on the ball will get only a couple of yards, and the ball on downs to GMC. And we'll have our 2-minute timeouts. They have that in the junior college ranks as well as all the other NCAA levels.
Hey, don't forget about Sucheros.
So the ball on downs to GMC.
This evening.
And they will scrimmage from their own 41-yard line.
It was a football clinic to the University of Texas.
Exactly 2 minutes to go before halftime. Stay with us at the half. We'll have an interview for you from Robert Williamson.
GMC Athletics.
And we'll get you updated on the scoring summary for the Dogs and the Tigers here at Davenport. Cooper at the controls, got stripped to the near side. Nice pass. Oh, he juggled it at the last second. Had an opportunity, did Trenton Smith, to make a nice catch inside the 40-yard line.
Pass intended.
Got him right in the hands, unfortunately. Couldn't reel it in. I think he was looking at how close he was to the sideline there. Cooper sends the inside slot in motion. The H-back will line up on the left side. Handoff goes to the left. And a carry across the 45 to around the 47-yard line. And GMC's Keenan Phillips on the carry that time.
3rd and 4 for the Dogs.
Dogs in a hurry-up mode on 3rd and 4. Back to pass is Cooper. And again, hit him in the hands. Did not reel it in. That was Ricardo Tarver. Had a defensive back over his back.
That'll bring up a Bulldog 4th down.
But it was a catchable football, and he knows it himself. 4th and 4 now for GMC. Tarver is split out to the near side. The Dogs have Televast in the slot on the near side. And a handoff. No, it's a keeper by Cooper. Cooper's going to pick up a first down. He got blasted at the 45. Fell forward for another couple of yards. Jace Anderson hit him there at the 45. Now stop the clock with 1:28 to go, and they'll reset the chains and wind the clock. 1st and 10 to 43. Cooper zips it out near side. Nice one-on-one tackle as Phillips caught the ball, but Cassende made the stop out of Buford, Georgia on the near high. Only a 1-yard gain, 2nd down and 9.
Second down, about
We
9
approach a
for the
minute to
Dogs.
go here in the second quarter. Chip again slings it out near side. It's incomplete, hit the ground. That was Tarver again, the target.
Third down.
3rd down and 10. Clock stops at just under a minute. Dogs flop personnel. Send 3 receivers to the top of your screen. Single receiver down below at the numbers. Cooper will send the running back in motion. Slant in, catch. First down, GMC. That'll stop the clock.
Number 18 for the Dogs. Okalele.
Okalei, the freshman
First
from
and 10.
Norcross. 1st and 10. Clock starts down. 54 seconds and ticking. Cooper going to pass again. Nice protection on the right side. Stiffs arm a man. And he's brought down by the face mask, I believe. 95 was all over Chip Cooper. Julian Donaldson from Lithonia and Miller Grove High. There may be a holding call, though, on GMC. Cooper didn't have much time to work with as the Tigers got in on him in a hurry.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense, number 95. Half inches to the goal. First down.
So it will be a first down for the Bulldogs. They'll go half the distance to the goal as they were scrimmaging from the 28-yard line. So the Dogs will set up 1st and 10 at the 14. Headed toward the Boylan Hall goal. The north goal here at Davenport Field, named after former President Peter Boylan. Cooper deploys 3 receivers to the right side of the offensive line, and GMC will burn its final timeout. So they'll talk it over on a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line with 36 ticks left in the first half of action at Davenport Field. So a 5-game winning streak for the Bulldogs. They are 3-1 here at home. That one loss, a 1-point loss in overtime to Iowa Western, which was number 1 in the country at the time. Now they have slipped down a little bit. I believe Hutchinson Community College is still the top team in Division I of NJCAA football. Bulldogs with just 3 games remaining after today. Again, next week it's at Snow College for a night game. A 9 o'clock Milledgeville time kickoff. Then they'll return home to play a club team, Clayton State University from up in Murrow, Georgia. And one more visit with Lackawanna, at Lackawanna, to wrap up the regular season. Cooper going for the end zone. It's incomplete. He thought that it was going to the outside, and Okalele went inside on the pass. 2nd and 10. Only took a few seconds off the clock. 32 ticks left. Dogs scrimmage from the 14 of the Fighting Tigers. Leading by 3 scores. They want another one before halftime here. Same formation, trips to the right. Send the inside man, the H-back, in motion. Cooper back to pass. Got a release valve and going to swing it on a crossing route. Catch is made. Spins, gets to the end zone. Touchdown. Okalei with a touchdown.
Number 19, Trenton Smith.
I'm sorry, it was 19. Trenton Smith, not 18. So Trenton Smith catches his 2nd touchdown pass from Chip Cooper. This time a 14-yarder instead of 74 yards, but it still counts for 6. Freddie Perez tries to punch through the point after, and he will do it. Good snap, good hold, and good kick. 28-0. Dogs on top with 24 seconds left before halftime here at Davenport. Minute and 36 drive. Started at their own 41 after they got the ball on downs with 2 minutes to go. So Perez will boot it off again. GMC struggling just a bit offensively. You could tell with the week off, things aren't quite as sharp, but still 4 touchdowns on the board in this first half of play. They scored on their first possession, scored on their second possession as well, and on their third. As Perez boots it high, short this time. Upman returns from the 24-yard line. Going to go to the far side. That's the receiver for them. He got tripped up and then finally secured as Tillman is brought down right at the 35-yard line.
Tie head on the tackle. Number 30.
Bulldogs got the tackle from freshman linebacker Ty Head out of Jackson, Georgia, and Lamar County High. Andrew starts at its own 35-yard line. Well, this time Perez made sure he kicked it in the field of play instead of kicking it out of bounds as he did the last 2 times. Able to recover it, and they're starting right about where a touchback or a kick out of bounds would be, I should say. Empty backfield now for Caver. Trips to the right, twins to the left, fades back to pass. Now he's going to have to go with it as he crosses the line of scrimmage, and he'll dance out of bounds across the 40-yard line with only 12 seconds left. 2nd and 3 after the 7-yard gain by the Fighting Tigers quarterback. Maybe time for a couple of plays. Caver will have Sperlin as his running back. They'll deploy 2 receivers either side of the offensive line on a 2nd and 3. The snap, the give to Sperlin, and he will pick up the first down and struggle for a couple of more across the 45 to the 47. Momentarily stopping the clock with 7 seconds left.
Jonathan Wiley.
Jonathan Wiley came in to make the tackle.
Johnny Wiley on the tackle, 42.
And that'll wind the clock down. They're going to just let it go. So Wiley out of Stockbridge gets the final tackle of the first half. And we have reached halftime at Davenport Field on a beautiful Saturday for football. Things looking good for the Bulldogs. They're on top by a score of 28-0 over the Andrew College Fighting Tigers from Cuthbert, Georgia. Dogs trying to pick up their 7th win of the season and 6th victory in a row. We'll step away for a little bit, get that pre-recorded interview with Robert Williamson. That's coming your way next. We appreciate you joining us for GMC Bulldog Football on JockJive.
The pathways to opportunities are endless at Georgia Military College. Since 1879, we have transformed students into effective leaders and engaged citizens, grounded in civility and respect for others. Whether you want a traditional college experience, something closer to home, or education online that suits your schedule, Georgia Military College is committed to helping you succeed. Start here. Go anywhere.
Location in Milledgeville is the headquarters.
And welcome into the JUCO Rush. I'm Mike Fraser, downtown Chicago. He's Robert Williamson. Robert, how's life in South Alabama, my good man?
A little bit on the nippy side, otherwise good. How about you in Chicago?
All is well here. Man, some games that you just don't see. You just don't see the freight train coming. What jumped out at you this weekend?
Two things, both out of Texas. Navarro winning by 51. That was a shocker over Trinity Valley. And then Nemi with that win over Cisco. Cisco only a single loss coming into the ball game. And then you got the defense of Nemi. Lights on, off, whichever it is, that's great. 10 sacks in the game for the defense. What a day for Nemi's defense.
But great linebackers, head coach that took over in July, and Oliver Sukup took that position. They're 3-3, 2-2. I mean, Johnny Fano, Damon Mayberry, he was NJCAA Defensive Player of the Week. Samson Alafipo, boy, you talk about a nickel. Robert, Alafipo will be the biggest nickel guy you'll likely ever find. Just a tough guy, great blitz guy on top of it, and that was on display. You throw in Damon Mayberry, 15 tackles, a half sack, FCS guy. If he goes FCS, Robert, he's an All-American, hands down. If he goes higher, he'll be a special player and a special find for that program. And as for Fano, Temple offer right now, a handful of others, but his stock continues to rise. So that really jumped out at me. 10 sacks. And hey, Landon Vessel, the quarterback at Cisco, what a great ball he throws. He continues to flourish. The Cisco kid getting it done at Cisco College. All right, let's take a look at the NJCAA Top 10 as that was released earlier this week. And, you look at the biggest, no big surprises there. I think for me, Mississippi Gulf Coast, with that loss to an unranked team, they dropped to 7. I think the committee was very kind and very fair to them, and that shows, I think, the respect that they have for the play that goes on in Mississippi. All right, let's look at our JUCO Rush top 6 teams. We want to break this down this time of year, Robert, to really the 6 best teams that are competing. This will change each week based on team performances, but you see mine right there. No surprise, Hutchinson, just a well-oiled machine at number 1. Iowa Western at number 2. What a great offense they have. I've got Garden City at number 3, 318 yards on the ground per game rushing, leads the country in that category. Love what Rob Manchester is doing in the backfield with the talented running backs he has at Georgia Military at 4. And then I've come around, Robert, on Holmes. I thought I was a little harsh on him last week, and when I studied the numbers and just watched, I said, man, Mike, you're way off on this. And I got them as the number 5 team, followed by Snow at 6.
Mike, as was once said, grasshopper, follow the master, watch the master. Now, I got to work with you a little more. Obviously, you're coming around by picking Holmes over Northwest. You and I had that argument last week, and now you got Holmes bumped up to the 5 spot, which, by the way, they should be 4, but that's okay. I can live with 5. But I got to work on you where Garden City is concerned. Garden City and Georgia Military College. I've got Hutch 1, Iowa Western 2, Georgia Military 3, and I don't have Garden City in my top 6. Sorry, Mike, but, they had a loss early in the year to Navarro and lost by 14. Their wins over quality opponents are teams that are now in the 10 to 15 range in the rankings. Georgia Military College, their only loss to the then 1, the now 2 number team in the country, while getting quality wins over a Tyler Junior College and over a Lackawanna. Georgia Military, I've got 3, Holmes 4. I'm moving Mississippi Gulf Coast from my 2 a week ago to my 5 spot, and then Snow at 6.
What I don't understand, I just don't understand your connection or your disconnect between Garden City and Georgia Military, because Garden City, they lead the nation in rushing with 318 yards a game. Do you know who's number 2?
Georgia Military.
At 292 yards. So now let's look on the defensive side of it. Garden City, 10th in the country, giving up 92 yards. You know who's 8th in the country?
Georgia Military is number 1 against the run.
At 89 yards. They're rushing against the run. So the numbers, these teams are so similar. Now you see DeJuan Lacey, coming out in the backfield. Gary had a couple of good games now. That offensive line is loaded with D1 guys. You have to run the ball in the Jayhawk to be successful. Garden City is doing that. I just don't, you're a smart guy. I just don't know how you don't see that, and you just can't make that connection with Garden City being a top 4 team.
Well, Mike, first of all, let's, again, go back a week ago. Holmes Northwest. Let me bring that up first. And then secondly, how about a Keenan Phillips? I mean, if you want to count a running back from running back, what about Keenan Phillips, who, by the way, going into last week wasn't the leading ground gainer for Georgia Military College. Traquan Jones was. So how do you thus, I mean, unless, of course, you are favoring the offense over the defense, you've already conceded the fact that run-wise, Garden City won, Georgia Military 2, but against the run, Georgia Military 1 and Garden City 2. Plus, again, we look at the wins of quality opponents and the loss. And that loss was to a then unranked team, whereas Georgia Military's loss was to the then number 1 ranked team.
Well, I got, Garden City's 4th in the country against the pass defensively. Georgia Military is 25th. So there's a little drop off there.
Right. Yes.
And then Garden City playing in the Jayhawk. I don't know what conference is the best conference right now. Everybody likes to have that argument. I think rational minds can't tell you that right now. I think you could in about a month. But I just think Garden City is balanced, and they are a running machine. And look, they've got Hutch and Iowa Western on the schedule, so that'll tell the tale. But those Scott Strohmeyer at Iowa Western and Drew Dallas at Hutch, they know what a freight train they're staring down the barrel at when they face Garden City. So I just think I believe in them. I know they lost a game, so what? Teams lose games. I mean, outside of Hutch is just a machine. But Iowa Western's got a loss. Georgia Military's got a loss. Holmes is undefeated right now, but they've got to run the gauntlet. More on that later. I'm just high on Garden City. I'm not moving off them. And I got a lot of respect for what they're doing out there. And I think they're worthy of the 3 line.
Mike, I've still got hope for you because I believe I heard the same words last week about Northwest Mississippi. You were high on them. You believed in them. So I'm thinking that it's possible 1 week from today, you'll go, Robert, let's move GMC to 3.
Time will tell. We shall see. It may happen. Look, I'm not forecasting it. I don't know if Garden City is going to run the table, but right now with what they've played, the numbers they're putting up, man, that is a very good football team right now. Okay, let's go players of the week. Robert, what do you say? Should we jump into that? All right, let's go. I'll start out with my players of the week. I'm going to go to Mississippi. I'm going to Holmes Community College, and there he is, Chase Richardson. Boy, what a terrific effort. He put together 17 of 27 for 349 yards, 3 touchdowns. He ran it for a score. And he's one of the main reasons why that football team is 6-0. Then I'm going down to Texas. Boy, Tyler is just tough. And there's one tough customer right there. Look at that kid, huh? Will Cornelson, linebacker, 10 total tackles, 2.5 sacks, 3 TFLs, a forced fumble, and a crucial 13-10 win over a conference rival, Blinn. Those are my 2 players of the week.
My 2 players of the week, I'm starting with Ian Gonzalez, the quarterback from Pearl River. He was 8 of 17 passing, 67 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. That doesn't grab you, does it, Mike? Well, hang on. Ran the football 32 times for 238 yards. 45-yard run was his longest. He had a TD as well. Combined, let's see, I'm not real good with math, but I think, the 7 and the 8. I think it's around 300 yards total offense for Gonzalez. But this gentleman had a heck of a night for Pearl River, and he is one of my 2 players of the game. The other is a QB as well, and this is Jaden Young from Monroe University. All he did was put the ball up 15 times, completed 11, 336 yards, 6 touchdown passes, and hit 5 different receivers on those 6 TDs. And by the way, carrying the ball once for 28 yards. So a couple of QBs are my players of the week.
A solid effort, no doubt. I'll tell you another guy who's playing well. We've got up next the nation's leading rusher in the NJCAA, and that is the Hutchinson running back, Wayman Jordan Jr. He sat down earlier with the JUCO Rush. Wayman, you look at last year, you were pushing Tyrell Reed. He left to go to Arkansas.
Yes,
you were
sir.
pushing him last year really to be the top back. This year, you're that guy. You're the leading rusher in the country. Your confidence level had to be sky high coming into this year. Is that true? And elaborate on that for us.
Yes, sir. And my confidence got it went way through the roof. Just like getting up in the morning, because I know how much preparation I put in for the season. Like I put in work at 5 a.m. every day in the spring, like doing anything extra and just taking care of my body even more. So I was already knew what I could do this season based on how I prepared for it.
Wayman, a running back, wants to carry the football. You've had so much success at Hutch as a team, then maybe you don't carry the football quite as much as a running back would like. 87 carries thus far this year. Of course, that's still plenty enough to make you the leading rusher in the NJCAA. But how do you balance that, yeah, man, I want to do great as a team, but I want to carry that football too, Coach?
Honestly, like individual success is not like my biggest thing. Like I care about winning really way more than I care about stats. I wouldn't even care about being the leading rusher in the country as long as we winning and everybody else performing too good. So
where are you going next year?
I don't even know yet. I haven't decided yet. I've been thinking about it. I will probably be narrowing down to my top 3 next month, late next month.
Now, I got to ask you where those top 3 are concerned. Does the knowledge that you would start immediately versus maybe sitting for a year, is that going to have a bearing on where you go?
Yes, sir. I mean, I always want to play wherever I go. So my first year, I do want to play. I wouldn't mind being behind somebody like second string or something like that for a year, but I want to definitely get on the field because I only have 2 years left after this year.
Wayman, what's your best asset, your best quality as a running back?
I think my best quality is probably making people miss in open space. I think I do that well. Coming into the season, I worked on that all summer, like very hard, and just focused on nothing but making people miss and making different cuts.
Who's the toughest team you faced so far this year?
Toughest team we faced so far. In my honest opinion, like for the run game, I think Iowa Central was the toughest team we didn't face so far when it came to the run.
You look at this offense. I think Samari and you complement each other very well. Talking about Samari Collier, your quarterback.
Yes, sir.
Elaborate on that relationship between you two guys.
I mean, we always together. We go to the YMCA together. We do all recovery together. I mean, he's my neighbor too. we right next to each other. We like literally right next door. Like when we not in football, I still be around him and stuff like that. So the chemistry it's always been there. So yeah.
Last question for you. You've had 87 rushes so far. Okay.
Yes,
has that been by design by the coaching staff, or has the games dictated that number?
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, the game plan is always just to do what's going to work against whatever defense, and we just look at how people line up into certain formations and then dictate with the game plan what we're going to do like that. But I mean, I don't really get to control how many times I touch the ball and stuff like that. I mean, we run a RPO system, so the quarterback could pull it at any moment and the carries could go down or he could just give it.
Wayman Jordan, the leading rusher in the NJCAA. Thanks for jumping on the JUCO Rush.
Yes, sir.
Key games this week as we wrap up the JUCO Rush powered by Pepsi. And here we go. I'll give you my 2. Gulf Coast at Colin. No surprise there. And then Garden City taking on Butler. That was a 5-point game last year. A lot of respect for Colin. Really like Glenn Davis. I'm happy for him. 21 years there. Like, you're 21 years anywhere. Man, you're a thoroughbred. And he's a battler. and he's a guy you root for, Robert. You and I work for him. All that being said, I'm going with Gulf Coast in this one. And then give me Garden City. And I just think Gulf Coast balance, running back, offense, defense, is really a big deal for me. I've been high on them the whole year, and they got knocked down once. I'm not going to bail. So give me Gulf Coast, and then I'll take Garden City, the way they rush the football.
We are just agreeing too much. I'm going to go with Gulf Coast as well. Maybe slightly different reasons. I think they're just totally ticked after that loss to East Central. That really got the attention of the Bulldogs. And in essence, their backs are against the wall from the perspective of if they want to play for a national championship, they've got to win out. So I picked the Bulldogs over Colin. The Hutch-Coffeyville game, it's Coffeyville's homecoming. Who schedules Hutch as their homecoming opponent? But Coffeyville did. I don't think Coffeyville's going to win the game. I think Hutch is going to win the game. But I do think this is the beginning of that really murderer's row, if you will, for Hutch to prove their worth. I don't think, as I mentioned, anybody goes unbeaten in the NJCAA this year. I don't think this is the loss for Hutchinson, but I think it's part of that tough row that starts the pain for the Blue Dragons.
Who do you take, Garden City, Butler?
Garden City. I'm with you, man. I'm going with Garden City.
That's going to be a great football game.
Yep.
That's a rivalry that goes back a long way. That a wrap on the JUCO Rush for this week. We thank you so much for tuning in. The JUCO Rush powered by Allen Beverages and Pepsi, proud partners of the JUCO Rush and community college athletics across the board. They are a Pepsi bottler, Gulfport, Mississippi, refreshingly local since 1947. Robert, good to see you, and we'll talk to you next week.
Georgia Military College provides opportunities to learn, to grow, to lead. The GMC Corps of Cadets will help you build a foundation to start your journey to success. As one of 4 military junior colleges in the nation, GMC provides character-based education, state-of-the-art facilities, physical training, leadership, history, and tradition. Be the leader that makes a difference. Start here. Go anywhere.
And we welcome you back to historic Davenport Field on a sunny Saturday afternoon, and it's a sunny day for the Bulldogs of Georgia Military College. The Bulldogs coming up with a 28-0 lead at halftime over the Fighting Tigers of Andrew College out of Cuthbert, Georgia. Check out your scoring summary for you. In the first quarter, the Dogs got a good drive going, took about 5 minutes off the clock on the first drive of the day as Chip Cooper scored from 3 yards out. Freddie Perez added the point after it was 7-0 at that point with 4:19 to go in the first quarter. Cooper's 4th rushing touchdown of the year. And then the next time the Dogs took the ball, they got a 74-yard touchdown pass from Cooper to Smith, most of the yardage on the run after the catch. For Cooper, his 5th touchdown toss of the year. And for Smith, his 4th touchdown reception. Perez's point after made it 14-0 with just 18 seconds to play in the first quarter. In the second quarter, after a punt, the Dogs took over at the Andrew 47-yard line. The very next play, Keenan Phillips went in from 47 yards out. The point after by Perez made it 21-0 with 14:02 to go in the first half. Dogs coughed up a fumble, though, on the second possession of that quarter by the Fighting Tigers on 4th down. And then the Bulldogs got the ball on downs with 2 minutes to go at the 41-yard line. And a minute and 36 seconds later, the Dogs are in the end zone once more. Chip Cooper to Trenton Smith once more. A 14-yard score. The point after by Perez made it 28-0 with 24 seconds to go before the end of the first half. So the Bulldogs come away with the 28-0 lead at the break. And we'll get going for second half play in just a second. We'll see if Cooper is going to continue as the quarterback or if Brown or Phillips will substitute for him here as the field general for GMC. Again, the Bulldogs looking for their sixth consecutive win. They are 3-1 here at Davenport Field. Their only loss of the season came to Iowa Western, the 1-point decision in overtime to Iowa Western earlier this season. Bulldogs number 1 in point after conversions in the entire Division 1 of NJCAA. They're tied for 4th in interceptions with 9. We have not been able to pick one off yet today. And again, number 2 in yards rushing per game at just over 292 yards a game. The Dogs are second best in the country in points scored per ball game at 48.3 points a contest. So they are really getting the offense in gear as the season rolls on. Bulldogs will get the football to start the second half here, as we will see the kickoff man, Jensen Goebel, will kick for the first time today. Dogs have 2 deep men. Derek Mincy's on the far side and didn't catch the number of the near side return man. Both standing at about the 15-yard line. And whistles, stop play. There's a flag down. Don't know if they had a delay. Back judge throwing the flag at the kickoff line of scrimmage down below us here. So we'll see what the transgression is, or if there even was one. Yeah, they're going to move them back 5 yards. Referee will let us know. All right, the 5-yard walk-off for illegal formation. Got a very unusual punt formation and kickoff formation here. They bunch a lot of guys together, as you see, and then the gunners are all by themselves on the outside. So let's see if they've got an onside kick in mind. And it will be high and short, and Bulldogs are gathered in at the 48-49 line of Andrew College. So a good short field to start things for GMC.
1st and 10.
Didn't get a chance to see if that was Keith Johnson or Denarian Moxie on the recovery of the onside kick. Well, you got to try something when you're down 28-0 to the number 3 team, and unfortunately it comes up snake eyes for the Fighting Tigers. GMC starts at the Andrew 48-yard line. Cooper still in at quarterback. He's got 2 receivers to the right. Slot man going in motion. And the handoff and the give will go to the right side. Pounding and firing his way.
Carry number 3 gets up to about the 42.
Trevin Kinchin with the carry. 64 carries on the season coming in. 9 touchdowns on the year for him. Kinchin again, he got stopped right about the line of scrimmage. And actually going to back up about a half a yard. 3rd down, 6 for GMC. Bulldogs at the 44. Kinchin, the feature back. Cooper, the quarterback. Got the H-back on the right side. Double receivers on the left. H-back in motion. Cooper back to pass. Good protection. And he swings it behind Kinchin, but he makes the catch, and he'll get a first down out of it. And a penalty flag on the tackle. Nice job by Kinchin. That ball was thrown well behind him. And good athletic grab. Spun away and spun downfield. And then himself got spun down. Around the 36, maybe 37-yard line, but the flag comes flying in. The play clock is continuing to run, so we may have a running clock here this second half. Dog's going to be called for holding. So apparently we do have a running clock, because somebody would have spotted it by now, I guess, if we aren't supposed to have that running clock. Usually penalties will stop a clock even when it's running. So the walk-off for the Bulldogs pushes it back to a 3rd and 9 all the way to the 47-yard line of the Tigers. Trips to the right, single receiver up top on the left side of the offensive line. Cooper back to pass again. Again, the great protection. He'll zip it out on the right side, and the comeback catch on the football by Ricardo Tarver. Ricardo Tarver out of Warner Robins in Houston County, 6'1", 185, the freshman receiver. Picks up a first down for the Bulldogs. Dogs in a little hurry up here. Trying to get some more points on the board in this third quarter. Cooper adjusts the play. The clap, the snap, the handoff again. And once more, it will be Kinchin on the carry. He'll pound it inside the 35 to maybe the 33 or 32. Yep, mark it at the 32-yard line.
2nd and 6.
Twin receivers to the top, single receiver down below. Play action fake, zip it out on the left side. Catch is made at the 26-yard line. Okalele on the catch.
Trenton Smith.
Nope, it was 19. I keep getting 18 and 19 confused for some reason. It's Smith on the catch with 2 touchdown catches already. Big handoff, big hole, and then
Kinchin on the carry.
The visitors clobber Kinchin across the 25 down toward the 23. And that's where the umpire will set the ball for play. GMC not wasting any time on this drive. Now they stop and turn to look to the sideline. Cooper hollers to his offensive line. Gets the snap. Option play left side. Going to pitch it, and it's going to fall on the ground, and it's recovered. They tried to get Kinchin on a pitch out around the left corner, and it was not a good one. Cassendi fell on the football for the Tigers, and they will get the football with 10:57 to go in the third quarter on a fumble recovery. Second fumble of the day for GMC. It'll be marked for play at the 29-yard line. Change of possessions will stop the clock. Jesse Caver III, still in at quarterback. The Marbury, Alabama native will send a man in motion, send 3 receivers to the near side. Hand it off, goes on the right side for the Tigers. That's Harris on the carry. Elijah Coleman led the tacklers out of Statesboro. And Portal High School.
4 yards for Andrew.
Pick up at 6 that time by Harris. They've had a bunch of backs back there trying to keep the legs fresh and attack the GMC defense, but the Dogs have held them out of the end zone to this point. 2nd and 4, trips to the right, to the left, and there's Harris again. And speaking of trips, he got tripped up as he crossed the line of scrimmage, fell forward a couple of yards. And for Georgia Military, the ankle tackle by Danye Broughton, freshman defensive lineman from Brunswick. 3rd down and less than 1 for the Tigers. Trying to get on the board here, make that trip back to Cuthbert a little bit more palatable. Kind of come up under center, quarterback sneak, and he will pick up the first down. Lined up in the shotgun, then hustled up and went right behind the center and bounced off the left tackle down. A rare first down for the Tigers today.
First down for Andrew.
And they gain it on the ground. 9.5 minutes and counting in the third quarter. No further scoring as yet. The Dogs put up 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, 2 more in the second quarter. That's where the 28 points came from here. Dogs with a 4-down lineman. That's all they'll send. Back to Pat. No, they got to hand it off, and he got tackled for a loss. Great effort inside on the rush. I think that was Mapp. Came up and dropped him back at the 35-yard line. No, that was Holland, 93, not 98. So a drop of 4, and it's 2nd and 14. Maybe closer to 15. The passing game has really not been established yet by the Tigers, as Caver has been off target most of the day. Trips to the near side. He's going to throw it, swing it out to one of those receivers, and he'll get blasted as soon as he caught the football. Chirambo with the catch. Tackle made by Jakari Jones. And he'll actually lose ground. It's 3rd down and a full 15 now. As we get under 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Dogs defense trying to get off the field here. Caver will deploy 2 receivers either side of the offensive line. Going to roll the pocket to the right. Sets up, swings it out, and it's too high. Intended for Jaden Jones, 6'1" freshman from Cape Coral, Florida. Reached up, but it was still off his fingertips. And it'll be 4th down, and looks like they'll send the punt unit on. So the punt return team comes on for GMC. Darrell Bland Jr. back to receive the punt. It will be Suddeth back to boot it away.
Thanks for coming today. We appreciate
Cody Suddeth out of Suwanee, Georgia, North Gwinnett High.
good ball
It appears that the Andrew College squad doesn't have a whole lot of Middle Georgia teams players on their team. We did see the one guy from Greensboro. So Suddeth to boot it. No rush by the Dogs this time, and he'll spin one up there. Lands at the 32. Takes a Tiger bounce and a roll, and they'll pick up extra yardage on the ground to about the 23-yard line. And officially at the 24. So they got the fumble recovery, but couldn't cash it in. And punt the football away to GMC with 7:30 to go. Nearly 3.5 minutes off the clock on that drive by the Fighting Tigers, and it comes up empty for them. GMC starts at its 24. Dogs will split Bryan out to the far side. 3 receivers to the near side. The outside man is Flood. Cooper in the pistol. 2-step drop, looking, throwing, got Flood at the 27-yard line. It's a very short gain. Devin Buckage on the tackle. Sophomore out of Louisiana. And a transfer from West Los Angeles Community College. That's an unusual transfer. The 3 receivers go to the top of your screen. Chip Cooper working on the passing game, going to throw a screen, complete at the 27, across the 30, across the 40, and down at the 47-yard line. Nice pickup after the pass completion. Keenan Phillips with a good job adding yardage.
Bulldogs have a first down on their 47-yard line.
So Dogs pick up a new set of downs at the 47. Cooper on an outlet pass, hits his man out of the backfield. That's the H-back for the Bulldogs, as Navakis from Fayetteville makes the grab.
Number 44.
And another first down for GMC. Almost got the right defensive tackle to jump. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line of the Tigers for Georgia Military. Navakis goes in motion, lines up as the H-back right side. They'll swing it out. Very short gain to Zion Bryan, the freshman from North Cobb High School, native of Ackworth, Georgia. Just a 2-yard pickup. Had to dive to come back to that football.
Second about 9 for the Dogs.
Just a little more than a 1.5 yard gain on that one. 2-by-2 look now for Chip Cooper. Operates with the running back in the holster behind him. This is a pass-oriented drive. Catch is made and hit made immediately on Lee Niles. Niles, our number 17, hit by their number 17, Cassendi. And it's a first down, Dogs.
32.
GMC keeping it in the air on this drive. Cooper again motioning and trying to hit his man on the out route at the sideline. It's incomplete, intended for Phillips. It looked like a backyard play designed as he was motioning for his receivers to go one way and the other. And Phillips unable to reel that in as it was on the sideline. 2nd and 10 for Georgia Military. The scrimmage from the 31. And the side judge calls a timeout on the far side. Head linesman, excuse me. So a timeout called by the Tigers. That'll be their first timeout of the half, and it comes with 4:58 to play here in the third quarter.
Where are you, Aaron? Welcome to Davenport Field. That's Creighton Horsemom, number 32.
Only one more home game for the Bulldogs. That's in a couple of weeks when they entertain the club team from Clayton State University. That's up in Morrow, Georgia, south of Metro Atlanta. Well, in Metro Atlanta, but south of Atlanta hard. And we'll be on the call for that. I imagine Paul will be available 2 weeks as well. He will be here. Thank you, Paul. We are busy this time of year. Everybody is busy. We had a football game in Augusta last night for local high school football, so a late night getting back. So I apologize if the energy isn't quite there today. After the timeout by the Tigers, Bulldogs have a 2nd and 10 from the 31-yard line of the Tigers. Now we're going to go on the ground, give it off to Phillips. Keenan bounces away from a couple of would-be tacklers, keeps the legs driving, and the pile pushes to near the 21-yard line. It'll be a big first down for the Bulldogs' leading rusher on the year. Phillips coming into today's game, again, 586 yards on the ground with 13 touchdowns. And he's added one on a 47-yard jaunt. He'll get the call again, breaks away from an arm tackle. He'll dance into the end zone from 21 yards out. Tried to strip the ball from him at the line of scrimmage, I believe. But Phillips said he's going to hold on to that one, thank you. And he will get into the end zone untouched the rest of the way. And the Dogs now lead at 34-0.
They're getting a lot of practice. It's okay. Getting hard to see out there for all the smoke.
Perez to kick it. Cole Snyder to hold it. Low snap dug out by Snyder. Nice job there. Excellent job by the holder to pick that one up off the turf. And Perez pops it through, and it's 35-0. GMC on top. We've got 4:24 to go in this third quarter. So Phillips did a great job again, bursting away from the defender after he tried to strip the ball, grabbed him up on the forearm where the ball was being held, and Phillips easily broke through that arm tackle. And gives the Bulldogs their 5th touchdown of the day. Perez will line it up on the far hash mark. He'll be challenged with keeping this one in play again. Terrell Riley, a new return man back there for the visitors. Freshman backup quarterback from Henry County and McDonough. He's at the 10-yard line. It looks like Bridges on the far side. That's going to be blasted into the end zone. He just nailed it 2 yards deep. And a little extracurricular after the play. The Bulldog player was saying he was getting wrapped up by the Andrew College participant. I believe that's Ryan Young from Brunswick and Glen Academy, who is arguing his case to no avail. First and 10 at the 25 for the Fighting Tigers of Andrew College. Twin receivers either side now for Caven. Back to pass, going to zip it out on the right side. Wide receiver screen gets nowhere. Bulldogs hunted it down very quickly.
On the tackle from Griffin, Georgia.
Catch was made by Jaden Jones.
6 feet, 200 pounds.
Jordan on the tackle for GMC. Second and 10. Just have not been able to get much going offensively, and especially through the air today. That had been their shortfalling all season. Now they'll give it off again. Harris with a determined run will pick up at least 4 yards. Bounces off a couple of tacklers after a 2-yard gain. Stretched it ahead. Ty Head on the tackle.
And he got some help. Third down and about 5.
Call it 5 yards to go for the Tigers after that 5-yard pickup by Harris. 5'9", 170 from Eufaula, Alabama, and Eufaula High School. He's been their lead dog rushing, or lead Tiger, maybe I should say today. Caver back to pass, looking long, throwing, man there, but he overthrew him. He had Jones with some separation there. Jordan Turner was the defender for the Dogs, the freshman from Goose Creek, South Carolina. Caver just overthrew him, and it's 4th down and 5, and they will bring their punt unit on. Bulldogs got to get that punt return unit on the field. Well, pass was incomplete, so the clock is stopped at 3:01, so no running clock yet. That may be in the fourth quarter. It's unusual that the clock kept running during that one series when we had penalties. Here's the punt. Almost got a piece of it again. Return from the 40-yard line, comes to the near side. 50, 45, 40, stays in bounds and just got leveled at the 33-yard line. Darrell Bland Jr. from Putnam County High School in nearby Eatonton with a great return to give the Bulldogs excellent field position. Started at his own 39, got it all the way out to the Fighting Tigers' 34-yard line. 27-yard return unofficially for Darrell Bland Jr. And Jalen Brown will take over at quarterback for the Bulldogs. Brown, 5'11", 205, redshirt freshman from LaGrange and LaGrange High School. The clap, back to pass. Going to throw long. Double coverage there, and it bounces off the helmet of one of the defenders. The target was Zion Bryan, and a flag down at the line of scrimmage. And temper's getting a little short for the Tigers right now. One of the big defensive linemen pulled off the field. Julian Donaldson going to have to take a timeout on the sideline.
Personal foul. In the face. Number 95 White. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Well, he hits one of the Bulldogs' hand to the face, and then he got upset about something else, and well, he'll be on the sideline for at least a play.
First down.
Ball at the 19-yard line for GMC. A fresh set of downs for the Bulldogs. Believe we got Derek Mincy from Lyons, Georgia, and Toombs County in at the featured back. Fake it to him. Zip it out. Brown, did he make the catch? No, it hit the ground first, and that's apparently the correct call. Looked like it from here at least. Bland was in there for the attempted catch. Brown on the season, 20 of 31 for 292 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions in backup duty to Cooper. Believe he played most of the game against Lewisburg a couple of weeks ago. H-back goes left, then back right again. Brown with a handoff. They'll go right side. Stood up at the 15-yard line. Pushes forward inside the 13-yard line.
Derek Mincy.
That is Derek Mincy.
25 on the carry.
Big guy to bring down, 210-pound running back.
Third down, about 3.
GMC
yards.
faces a 3rd and 3 with the clock ticking toward 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Going to hurry it up. Mincy again gets the call. Mincy can't be brought down before he gets a first down at the 5.
On the carry.
They had him around the waist but couldn't bring him down as the momentum kept him pushing forward. Jeremiah Williams made the tackle. Dogs have a first and goal at the 5. They're going to hurry up. Only 10 men on the field for the visitors. As a late man came off the bench, one of the linebackers hustled on the field. There is laundry down there.
Illegal substitution on the defense. At the distance of the goal line.
So the Bulldogs will scrimmage from 2.5 yards out. Trying to pick up their 6th touchdown of the year. Of the game, excuse me. The handoff, the touchdown. And a flag late. And another flag in there. Mr. Donaldson back on the field, and he might get an unsportsmanlike this time. Let's see if the touchdown's going to count. Donaldson continues to argue. The referee threw his beanbag out there. He's run out of yellow flags. As might want to put Donaldson on the bench for the rest of the ball game today. Officiating crew discussing the 2 penalty flags. Well, the Bulldog point after team is out on the field. So apparently the touchdown will stand. Jack Japour is listed as the long snapper along with Reed Stansel. So I don't know which one is going to be snapping the football here on the point after try for Perez. It'll be a while before we get that point after try, it looks like, as the talk continues among the striped shirts. Looks like it's Stansel out there going to be over the football. Okay, I think they finally got things sorted out, but whether we'll find out what it is remains to be seen because the penalty flags are still on the ground. Mincy with a 3-yard touchdown at the 1:39 mark of the third quarter. And referee talking to both teams right now. A tongue lashing has been given, it looks like. Oh, now they're going to walk to the sideline. Coach Garrett and Coach Manchester will come out. He's probably just as confused as we are. So what's the 2 penalties and what's the options here? Probably a penalty which will be applied on the kickoff. Now the head official will head to this far sideline for Coach Garrett. Again, a first-year program down in Cuthbert. They have played a lot of club teams, including Clayton State and Columbus State. Won both of those ball games. They'll be at the Georgia Warhawks next week. Their defense played.
Defense number 95. Hands in the face. Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike. Number 95 defense. Personal foul. Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike. Number 95. Disqualified for the conflict. Both penalties being enforced on the kickoff.
So he will be ejected. Donaldson's day is done, as he's had 2 hands to the faces here in the last couple of minutes on this drive, and then the unsportsmanlike conduct. After all this time, Freddie Perez ready to boot it through. Takes a practice swing. Just when we're getting into the flow of a ball game, all of a sudden it grinds to a halt. And our second quarter with a lot of penalties, a lot of incomplete passes. Third quarter has been marred by this situation. Snap, spot, kicks away, and Perez does what Perez does.
Puts the finishing touches on the
as the Bulldogs now lead at 42-0 with 1:39 to play in the third quarter.
Bulldogs up 41. 139.
Well, they haven't put the point on the board, folks. It's, as far as I remember, it's 6 plus 1. Should be 42 points for the Bulldogs. So if you're looking at your digital screen, computer screen, and see it's 41. It's actually 42. Not that it matters that much, because I don't think there's a 42-point comeback here for the visitors in the final 16 and a half minutes of this ball game. The penalty, as we told you, going to be assessed on the kickoff.
1 p.m. against Clayton State. Right here at Davenport. You could probably catch the Snow College game.
So Perez will be kicking from the 50-yard line.
Televised. Probably be streamed, live streamed.
So a 42-0 lead for the Georgia Military College Bulldogs.
So I know you want to watch that game next week.
With 99 seconds left on that third quarter clock.
Utah.
Perez could maybe kick it onto Franklin Street from the 50 here, if he so desires. Raises the right hand. Bulldogs getting information from the sideline, and GMC has to call a timeout on a kickoff. Okay. Bulldogs kind of indecisive as to where the kick was going to be going. So they burned their first timeout of the half. And that clock hasn't started for about, 10 minutes now. At least 10 minutes, maybe closer to 15. But what else you got to do on a Saturday, Scott? Nothing else going on. Okay, the Bulldog kick cover team has its marching orders. I think. one of the guys is still looking as to where he's supposed to be lined up. So they got a deep man at the 5-yard line, but Perez is probably going to bang it straight and through into the... Now they're going to top it, try for an onside kick. Ball is up in the air, recovered by GMC at the 35-yard line. Whoa! What a play. That's either William Embry or Tanner Ennis. We got two number 14s, one offense, one defense. But they did a great job of that onside kick. Might as well try it. That'll be in the film catalog for opposing defensive coordinators and special team coordinators. So GMC recovers the onside kick. Now you're at the 50-yard line. You might as well take a shot at that. And I don't think the Tigers were really ready for it. 1st and 10, Dogs. They'll mark it at the 37-yard line. And a carry to the 30. Kinchin on the carry.
Number 2 on the carry.
Got another helmet knocked off a Tiger. The clock is stopped for some reason. Because of the player losing the headgear. Kinchin again with the call. Goes right, cuts back to the middle. Gets banged around down to the 25-yard line. It's enough for a first down for GMC. At the bottom of the pile, Dominic Spaulding, 6'3", 325, defensive lineman, the freshman from Oakland, Florida. 1st and 10, Georgia Military at the 24-yard line of the Tigers as we get under a minute to go here in the third quarter. Low snap, dug out. Looking, still looking, plenty of time. Brown throws it, and it's airmailed out of bounds.
And that pass was incomplete.
Brown's pass out of bounds. Intended for Lee Niles, the freshman from Grayson and Brookwood High. Ball at the 25, it's 2nd and 10. And they finally added the point on the scoreboard. Thank you much. Dogs flop the tight end to the right side. Also the H-back goes right side. Option play, quarterback keeper. It's Brown on the carry. Penalty flag goes in big. And Brown hustles down to the 15-yard line. Then they rip his helmet off. And he takes a little exception to that. And now we've got an injured Tiger grabbing at his knee.
And that was Jalen Brown with the carry, but it looks like we got a flag on the field.
Flag back behind the line of scrimmage. I believe it's number 30. I thought it was 37, but I don't have one of those numbers on the roster here. We'll see who the injured party is at the 20. Brown got it inside the 20-yard line on the carry.
We had an injury with Andrews, but give him a round of applause. He got out.
Well, it is 37.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense number 25. This is the goal. First down.
So that could be Quadarius Leitner, who's listed as number 36, a defensive back. Probably got just a stinger on the knee, and that immediate pain gave him some issues. Bulldogs will get the football half the distance to the goal. We'll mark it at the 8-yard line now. And with 35 seconds to go before the end of the third quarter here at Davenport, GMC trying to march for its 7th touchdown of the day. Cooper back in at quarterback because Brown had to come out with a helmet dislodged. Kinchin will be his feature back. Dogs deploy 2 receivers on the near side of the field. 1st and goal at the 8. Kinchin gets the carry. Goes right, cuts back to the middle, and gets into the end zone standing up. Kayvon Williams gave him a hit at about the 3, but it wasn't any problem for Mr. Kitchen to make it into the end zone.
For
Trevin Kitchen will get his first score of the day. And that'll be his 10th touchdown of the year on the ground. Freddie Perez will try to swing through his right foot for another point after. It's away. It's up. It is good. It is a 49-0 lead for Georgia Military College with 27 seconds remaining. Yeah, we're still in the third quarter, Paul. Paul Trevitsky asking the musical question. Are we still in the third quarter? It's a long day. But it's a good day for the Bulldogs. Yeah, that clock had stopped at 1:39 for forever with all the penalty situations and the ejection. And we still have 27 seconds before the end of this quarter. (49-0) GMC. Full fourth quarter to come, but may be a running clock situation. Perez tees it up at the usual spot this time at the 35-yard line. Bridges on the near side. And Riley on the far side for the return. Kick is high, it's deep, it will get into the end zone. Touchback, and a penalty flag goes. And our number 4, either Young or Evans, who is involved in the fracas on the last kickoff, celebrating on the deck there at the 43-yard line where that penalty flag came in. Getting a little chippy today as we still got a whole quarter to go. They would have started at their 25-yard line, and depending on the penalty, they'll be pushed back further. Dogs will get some fresh youngins out there in the defense. Jordan McCray is in the secondary along with Tanner Ennis. Quan Floyd, redshirt freshman from Kingsland, Georgia, and Camden County, at a cornerback spot.
57 to 1. That'll be 10 yards from the 25. Step from 15.
So they will scrimmage from the 15-yard line. Everybody backs up the truck. Philip Baines, a redshirt freshman safety from Social Circle, is out there as well. Landon Vickers, freshman from Morgan County High School in Madison, at one of the linebacker spots. So 1st and 10 from their 15-yard line. Bad snap. Have to go back and fall on it inside the 5-yard line. Got a new quarterback in there, and maybe a new center too. Tyron Randolph had to scramble back to get that loose football as the Fighting Tigers offense backing up here. And that should run out the clock as there's 3 seconds to go, and they will just wander toward the sideline. End of 3. Bulldogs comfortably up 49-0. And we'll step away for a break as the Bulldogs will have the fourth quarter coming, trying to pick up their 6th win in a row, 7th on the season. Bulldogs lead at 49-0 on JockJive.
Georgia Military College provides opportunities to learn, to grow, to lead. The GMC Corps of Cadets will help you build a foundation to start your journey to success. As one of 4 military junior colleges in the nation, GMC provides character-based education, state-of-the-art facilities, physical training, leadership, history, and tradition. Be the leader that makes a difference. Start here. Go anywhere.
And we welcome you back to Davenport Field on a sun-splashed Saturday afternoon in Milledgeville. Supposed to have some clouds come in a couple of hours ago, but they've stayed away. And so we've got a beautiful sunny day. And it's 2nd down and 20 as they lost 10 yards on that snap exchange. Here's the backup quarterback going to the left side. The Dogs are going to hem him in right at the line of scrimmage on the far side. Randolph couldn't get anywhere. He's out of Jacksonville, Florida, and Raines High School. And the Bulldogs force a 3rd down and 19. And we've got an injured Tiger with his helmet off down there at the 20-yard line. And, Paul, what was that you said about quick fourth quarter? Well, maybe not to be today. The first injury comes 15 seconds into the quarter. The Bulldogs in that third frame got 3 touchdowns. Phillips with a 21-yard scoring run. Mincy from 3 yards out. Kitchen from, I believe, 8 yards out. And Perez, of course, absolutely perfect on his point afters. He's 7 for 7 today. And that would make Freddie Perez 53 out of 54 for the year. Okay, it was number 72, the injured party. That's Kendall Jackson, freshman from Hampton, Georgia, and Dutchtown High. So 3rd down, Randolph, the quarterback, standing right at the goal line to get the shotgun snap. He's back to pass in the end zone. Flushed out of the pocket, comes near side, pointing, firing long. It is in the air, and it's nearly intercepted at the 43-yard line. Almost with a pick, Elijah Ray, safety from South Fulton, Georgia, and Creekside High. And almost got it off the shoulder pad there. And Ray would love to spin away and make that catch that time, but not able to do it. And it's 4th down and 19 coming. Well, it is not a running clock in the fourth quarter. That incomplete pass stops the clock. Just over 30 seconds into the fourth frame here. They're going to have to punt from near their end line. Going to have to be a very good snap here. Normally you want 15 yards, and that's just about what they've got. And to delay a game, they're going to have it even less now. Play clock ran out on them.
Half the distance to the goal line, still 4th down.
Well, the punter, Sudduth, going to have to be very careful how he steps here. If he steps on that back line, he's got a safety. Or he's given up a safety, I should say. See what the Dogs are going to do. Not much of a rush. Line drive punt. Lands at the 28. Bounces up high. Here's Bland. Bland from the 32. Rushes across the 30 to the 25. So Bland gives them excellent field position. That was a good defensive effort by the second unit defense for GMC. Now we got the second unit offense coming out there. So the Dogs get the ball on the punt with 14-19 to go. Already up 49-0. And a very short field to work with. Mark it at the Andrew 28-yard line. Dogs deploy 2 to the left, single receiver to the right. Brown gets the handoff off, Big drive up the middle. He spins away from a tackle. He'll score. 28 yards out on the touchdown run for GMC. That is Tamarian Peters out of Putnam County in Eatonton. Redshirt freshman. 5'10", 225, running back. He got touched about 2 yards downfield, but that was it, just a touch. And Peters scores, and the Bulldogs have hung half 100 on the visitors today. Try for point after from Freddie Perez. Good snap, good spot, good kick. 56 to nothing. GMC on top. Well, that didn't take long. A 7-second drive. And we'll take some time to get the next kickoff underway. Tamarian Peters. The defense was offside, so a 5-yard walk off on them.
Ken Johnson, umpire John White, Antoine Stewart, the linesman, line judge Freddie Stewart, Byron Berryhill, field judge, side judge Tanner Lords.
So Perez will put it on the tee at the 40-yard line.
Will Liskey. Cheryl Stewart up here on the game clock, Irene Moore on the play clock. Giving us a
56 to nothing lead for Georgia Military College, the number 3 team in the country, cruising again ahead of the big showdown in Utah next Saturday night. 9 o'clock kickoff here in Milledgeville. Perez bangs it out of there, and we might have an offside on the Dogs. Well, we'll give up that 5 yards that they just got and try it again. Back at the 35 this time. Offside on GMC. We'll kick it again. Again, next week, Andrew College will play Georgia Warhawks. I believe that might be a prep school. They're in their just very first year of football. Won 4 games to start their initial season. Lost last week to Central Georgia Tech. Returnable catch, juggled at the 8, returns near numbers and got knocked down. Good downfield coverage by GMC.
Have it on about their 9-yard line.
As the Bulldogs gunner down the field, making the stop, that's Jonathan Wiley. As he brought down Terrell Riley. Wiley stops Riley at the 9. Not even a full minute has gone off the game clock in the fourth quarter. And a whole lot going on again. Randolph in at quarterback again. He's got Deontay Boston as his running back on his left hip. And Boston will get the call, and he got pummeled as he got to the 10-yard line. My goodness, just blasted away. Looked like it was Damari Jordan got a heavy hit on him.
Damari Jordan on that tackle, number 40.
As the ball's across the 10 toward the 12-yard line. Second down, call it 8. Stack up 2 receivers on the far side on a slot at the hash marks. Play action fake, going to swing it to one of those guys back there, and he's going to get tackled near the goal line. Dropped him at the 2-yard line. That was, not kind of a play call you want to make when you're that deep in your own territory. Riley saw a bunch of black shirts in his face as soon as he touched the football. Maybe when you're down on the other guy's 10-yard line, you're going to throw something like that at the opposition, but not right there at your own 10. They're going to have to scrimmage from their 5.
Okay, we're going to give you some
and we've got a timeout
around the country.
on the field.
Timeout. Major college. That's second and a half.
South
Their
Carolina
second
35,
timeout
Oklahoma 9.
to the Fighting Tigers.
Fourth quarter.
56-0 Georgia Military College. Going to put another one in the books here and get ready for Snow College next Saturday night. Again, a 9 o'clock kickoff Milledgeville time, 6 o'clock out in Utah. Bulldogs then will come back to play Clayton State Club College from Monroe, Morrow, Georgia, excuse me.
Virginia 31.
And that'll be the final home game of the year for the Bulldogs. They'll finish up the season at Lackawanna and hope for maybe a shot at the national semifinals. If they finish in the top 4, the Bulldogs would be eligible for the national semifinals. Still a lot of football to go, though, including a big one next week. Thomas Summerall is the running back next to Rudolph. Rudolph motions his slot man near him. He's in the end zone, going to crank it up, throw it about 50 yards on the fly. Almost made the catch at the Dogs 40. Great running effort there by Mark William, freshman from Snellville, Georgia, and Brookwood High. He was running down the numbers. Rudolph showed off his cannon of an arm. Just couldn't quite make the connection. And it's 4th down and about 15. And that, of course, stops the clock. Sudduth will have to punt from his own end zone again. So the Dogs should get good field position again. Darrell Bland Jr. back to receive the punt. He keeps sneaking up now, probably around the 40 where he'll wind up. See if the Dogs are going to go for a punt block here. They have gotten close a couple of times. I think that was inadvertently. Not much of a rush this time. Low line drive punt. He put the nose of the football down, and he punts it away. Here's Bland from the 41. Bland to the 30, to the 20. Penalty flag down. And we've got a block in the back, or a chop block on Mikkel Roberts, I believe. And an injured Fighting Tiger as well at the 35-yard line. Good return inside the 15. But the penalty flag flew around the 35 where the contact was. And they're checking on the injured Tiger with 12:41 to play. And this one may take a while. He was prone on his side and now back on his back. Well, they will get him up on his feet. And the injured party is Jaden Walker, freshman from Seeds, Florida.
Men's and women's teams finished first in their regions. Courtney Morgan coaching the women's team, David Sexton coaching the men's team. So they'll be the number 1 seeds.
So the Bulldogs pushed back to their own 49-yard line.
Which will be held over GCSU soccer field on Tuesday. 4 and 6:30 are the game times if you want to watch some good soccer.
Brown going to give it off. Here's a run left side and a great run inside the 40-yard line for GMC. That is Derek Mincy again. Mincy out of Lyons, Georgia from Toombs County High School.
David Sexton has won 9 straight region championships here at GMC. Done a great job.
Ball downfield, and the catch is made at the 10-yard line. They were all sorts of bumfuzzled down there by the defense. Nobody was in position, and Brown spotted it. The toss to a wide-open Zion Bryan. And Bryan gives the Dogs a 1st and goal. It's going to be at the 6 or 7 yard line.
Men's and women's teams.
The clap, the snap, the handoff. driving, pushing, getting into the end zone for the score from Derek Mincy. Mincy scores his second touchdown of the afternoon. A 6-yard jaunt. 11:33 to go. And the Dogs have won 62 on the first-year program. And still 11 and a half minutes to play. They will rival what they did to Gyra Prep at the very start of this season. Perez swings the right leg through. It's good. A flag goes. The point after will make it 63-0. And the penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. As the Tigers losing some composure here late in this day. Whole second half has been a struggle for them. Referee will indicate what the penalty was.
Dirty kick. Personal foul on the defense. Penalty enforced on the kickoff.
So the Dogs will kick it from the 50-yard line again. I don't think they'll try for an onside kick this time.
Hey, should be 63-0. 63.
Apparently our scoreboard operator's not giving us the point after just yet. It's been a long day for everybody, apparently. It was 56-0, plus 7 is 63. Well, we had problems getting that one of the earlier points on the board as well. Perez going to almost knock it into the ticket booth at the far north end of the field. Well, he could have if he really wanted to, I think. That door is open. Knowing Freddie had the great ability to do it. There we go. We got the scoreboard corrected. When Paul Trevitsky wants something, it happens. Yes, indeed. So here come the Tigers coming out. I was going to call them the Fighting Tigers, but I think they've lost their fight right about now. It's at the 25-yard line with still 11 and a half minutes to play. I don't know why they ran 2 seconds off the clock, but they did. Slots left and right. Right slot going in motion. They'll hand it off. Inside handoff, darting and dancing to the left side. Good run that time by DJ Williams, freshman from Madison, Alabama. Tyler Ennis on the stop. It'll be about a 5-yard pickup.
2nd and 5 for Andrew.
Tanner Ennis, excuse me, from Pembroke, Georgia, and Bryan County High. A little confusion by some of the receivers. A new one out there is Trayon Tucker. Randolph, the second quarterback today. Once again, the give is to number 20. That is DJ Williams. And Dogs hunt him down.
Baines may have got in on the early tackle there. Number 15.
Got it all the way back to the 29-yard line. Philip Baines from Social Circle with a stop.
Spring Bean. Social Circle.
No gain, 3rd and 5.
Number 15.
Run, clock, run. Randolph surveys the defense. Pulls it out of the belly of the running back. He's going to try it himself. And he'll pick up a first down and a couple more on the far sideline. A little RPO there by the quarterback. And Randolph took it away from Williams and scampered around the left end for the first down. So the Tigers get one of their few first downs of the whole second half. They advance it out to the 37-yard line, 1st and 10. 9:40 left. Randolph with the snap, the handoff, and he'll get stacked up. Tackle for loss. Summerall, the ball carrier. The tackle made by Jamar Grimble. And another black shirt was in there as well. Grimble, sophomore defensive lineman from Norcross High School in Norcross, Georgia. Loss on the play, 3 yards. 2nd and 13. Now they got 4 receivers all bunched together on the near side. A square formation, not a diamond. They'll try to run to the right side, and they're not getting anywhere. Another tackle for loss, back-to-back by the Bulldogs. And that's number 32 for GMC. That will be Creighton Horst, a freshman linebacker from Statesboro High School out of Brooklet, Georgia. Nice job of reading that. Must have done some film work when they went into that square formation of receivers. Another loss on the play. And it's 3rd and 17 now with 8:25 to play. Trips to the far side, 2 receivers to the near side. Randolph back to pass, steps up in the pocket, pointing, chased out of the pocket now, sets up and throws. Ball got tipped in the air, intercepted at midfield. 40, 35, and that'll be it. Pickoff by GMC.
Javon Kitchen, number 11.
And number 11 for the Bulldogs. Javon Kitchen from Hampton, Georgia with the interception. And the Dogs get their 10th pick of the year.
Picks one off out here. 8:04 in the 4th.
Well, I believe Javon and Trevon are related. They're both out of Lovejoy High in Hampton, Georgia. So Trevon on the offensive side, and Javon on the defensive side.
Phillips in at quarterback for the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs have their 3rd quarterback of the day. The handoff, big hole right side, going to get a few yards. That will be Tamarian Peters, who scored a touchdown earlier.
2nd down, about 6.
7.5 minutes to go. Dogs in a hurry up, going to try and run as much clock as they can. Chris Phillips out of Clarksville, Tennessee from Davidson Academy. Redshirt freshman, 6 foot, 215. And whistles stop play. Somebody didn't hear the whistle, apparently. They got the pass swung out, and then a tackle was made. That's where you could cause an injury. One guy relaxes a little bit and then gets blasted. Illegal substitution on the defense. So 5-yard penalty, and it'll still be 3rd down. Dogs will scrimmage from the Fighting Tigers 28. New H-back in there, DeCorian Stanley, sophomore from Fort Valley. Once again, the give is to Peters. Tamarian gets it down to the 20 or inside the 20-yard line.
Peters on the carry, number 27. Bulldogs with a 1st down on the 20.
1st and 10 at the red zone, right at the 20-yard line. Dogs trying to put 70 on the board. And a timeout, the last available to Andrew College. So with 6:23 to go, they didn't have the right personnel out there, or they're out of position, or maybe a little of both. So the Bulldogs force the Fighting Tigers to use their final timeout of the day with 6:23 remaining here at Davenport Field. Again, your next and last chance to see the Bulldogs at home will be 2 weeks from today when Clayton State brings its club team in. So the Bulldogs offense gets a free timeout here to talk over the situation. Facing a 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Dogs led 28-0 at halftime. They poured it on here in the second half. With 35 more points. Phillips from the pistol. Flag flies on the far side. The lefty fires it, and it's short at the 5-yard line. Crossing route by the tight end, Talavast.
Yes, it
came up short.
Fordham, number 43.
And the Dogs are going to be charged with a illegal formation. So they'll walk off 5 yards on GMC. And unfortunately, that stops the clock as well. Well, the incomplete pass would have stopped the clock too, Scott. Funny how that works. Ball back at the 25. They will wind the clock now. First and 15 now for GMC. Dogs line up in the pistol. Peters in the holster. He'll get the call. Waits for the blocking to develop, and he'll get 10 yards out of it down to the 15-yard line. Off the bottom of the stack, Jason Kegler, freshman linebacker from Coosawhatchee, South Carolina. Second down, 6 yards to go, maybe closer to 7 for the Bulldogs. Send a man in motion. Here's Peters again. Nice hole off the left side, and then he bruises his way down inside the 10. So Tamarian Peters moving the football ever so closer to that north goal line again. Dogs in a hurry up. Slot left, a lot of movement to the end zone. It's incomplete, and then a penalty marker. Might have offensive pass interference here
Flag on the play.
on Bryan. Both the line judge and the field judge threw the flag, but the field judge indicated it was defensive pass interference. We'll find out.
Pass interference. Pass interference. Defense number 29. Half the distance to goal. First down.
So the Dogs get a first down, and they're about 2 yards from pay dirt. Yep, they're going to push it back to the 5, excuse me. Chris Phillips, the third-string quarterback, claps, snap to him, rolls to his right, ball batted down, intended in the corner of the end zone.
Second down from the 6.
And a good effort there by number 16, DeJuan Blackman, to bat that ball away. Phillips tried to get it to Bland, but the play took a little too long getting the ball to Bland. Second and goal from the 5. And now our clock is running. Bland to the left, wide receiver to the right. Phillips will hand it off, and Peters got tripped up as he got to the 3. Nice effort to deny a touchdown there by the Fighting Tigers. Little fight left in them.
Like third down from about the 4.
Dogs will scrimmage from around the 3-yard line. Handoff again to Damarian Phillips, and he is short of the goal line. Tamarian Peters. And the Dogs face a 4th and goal from the 1. Peters has to come out. And the Dogs
run him again. I don't know.
will put Derek Mincy back in there. 4th and goal for GMC. Play clock is still going. down to 14 seconds. And a quarterback keeper, he didn't get it. Denied at the goal line. That one kind of busted as soon as the snap came. Mincy got the snap but juggled it a little bit. And Andrew's going to take over at their own 1. Or less than 1. Change of possession stops the clock here. Yeah, the football is just across the 1-yard line. So the Bulldogs can't take advantage of that interception by Kinchin at midfield. Knock it all the way down to the 1-yard line, couldn't push it in. But Dogs defense trying for a safety here. I believe they got Terrell Riley in at quarterback now. He'd been a return man, so he's the backup to the backup for them on this final 3 minutes. Handoff going right side, nothing doing there. Wrestled to the turf after no gain. Believe that was Williams on the carry. Trying to find a hole against a stingy defense of GMC. Maybe got a yard. Yeah, maybe not. I guess the original line was at the 2. Thought it was back at the 1. Yeah, just a couple of inches. 2.5 minutes left in this one. Riley with a snap, gives it off again, and powered down right at the line of scrimmage, or maybe in back of it. That's Williams once more. Got wrestled down by 3 Bulldogs. Sonny Harmon, our PA man, said Vashon Moody with the tackle. He's out of Spencer High in Columbus. So 3rd down and 10. Referee stops play, stops the clock. GMC calling a timeout?
That is the 2-minute timeout.
Oh, the 2-minute timeout. I'm sorry. So the free timeout with 2 minutes to go. Dogs up 63-0. Again, they're going to be leaving early next week. Take an extra day to make the trip because there's a long, full day of travel when they fly out to Utah. So I would imagine they'll be leaving either Wednesday or Thursday on the flight to Utah, flying to Salt Lake, and then travel up to Ephraim, Utah, against the Badgers of Snow College. A huge game coming up next Saturday night for GMC. Currently, they are ahead of Snow College, and probably the last time they finished ahead of Snow College was when they were national runners-up back in 2005. Snow has had a very good run. GMC will see what they're made of next Saturday night. Riley gets the snap in the end zone, trying to get out of the end zone, and he does. He'll get the corner, dive for the first down marker, and he will come up short by a yard at least. And it brings up a 4th down and 1. And the clock stops. So the Fighting Tigers going to have to punt it away one more time here with 1:42 left in this one at Davenport.
Andrews going to punt.
And Sudduth once more continues his relationship with his own end zone. The 3rd time he's had a punt out of his own end zone on the last 3 efforts. Bland will have his heels on the Tigers' 45. He'll get this one away. His best punt of the day. Nice high, tight spiral. Bland at the 48-yard line. Waits for blockers. Accelerates. Got a hole at the 30, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10. Angles in. He will score from 48 yards out. No flags. Bulldogs put 70 on the board. Darrell Bland Jr. out of Eatonton and Putnam County High. 48-yard punt return.
Boy, you just never know when he gets his hands on the ball.
1:01 to go. What great speed into the end zone. Good job of waiting for the blocking to materialize. Then he cut back to the right side and was through a very small hole and able to zip it into the end zone.
About the 15-yard line.
GMC calls a timeout. Apparently there was the offside on the Bulldogs. So that wiped out the punt. And the punt return. And Georgia Military uses its second timeout. So no touchdown. Got all excited for nothing. But that shows the athleticism of Mr. Bland out of Putnam County High School, right up the road in Eatonton. Bland in his final year with GMC. So the Fighting Tigers have new life. They have a 1st and 10. And it'll be a quarterback keeper by Randolph, and he'll get shoved heartily out of bounds across the 15 near the 18-yard line. Second down coming for Andrew College. Trying desperately to get on the board here to make that trip home a little bit easier to take. 7-yard pickup by Randolph. It's 2nd and 3. Just a couple of more plays left here at Davenport Field tonight. The snap, looking left, throwing to the running back out of the backfield. He'll make the catch and get a 1st down. Grab made by Thomas Summerall. Clock continues down. First and 10 at their own 29-yard line, and this will probably be the final play, barring a penalty. If they could even get it off, down to 10 seconds left. Randolph sets the troops on 1st and 10. Run the option play, looking for a block, and then he falls down at the 22-yard line as the horn sounds. And GMC improves to 7-1.
Good game for Coach Manchester.
6 wins in a row now for the Bulldogs. And the Fighting Tigers dropped to 4-2 on the season, their 2nd straight loss. 63-0. Dogs led 28-0 at halftime. In the 3rd quarter, got touchdown run from Keenan Phillips from 21 yards out. Derek Mincy added a 3-yard touchdown run. And Kitchen with the other score, Trevon Kitchen. And in the 4th quarter, the Bulldogs will get a 28-yard run by Tamarian Peters, and Derek Mincy added a 6-yard score. And that brings your final score 63-0. GMC pulverizing the Tigers of Andrew College this afternoon, and sets up the big showdown next Saturday night in Utah against Snow College. Bulldogs took a while to get going with the off week there, a little bit of rust showing. but they were able to maintain and build on it and had a fine performance this afternoon against Andrew College. We'll be heading back and taking on Georgia Warhawks next week. I believe that might be their last game of the season for them. So Georgia Military College comes away with a big win, 63-0 your final here today, as the Bulldogs were running all over the Fighting Tigers, and shutout for the Bulldog defense today. For Paul, I'm Scott. Thank you for joining us today on JockJive.
The pathways to opportunities are endless at Georgia Military College. Since 1879, we have transformed students into effective leaders and engaged citizens, grounded in civility and respect for others. Whether you want a traditional college experience, something closer to home, or education online that suits your schedule, Georgia Military College is committed to helping you succeed. Start here. Go anywhere.